Welcome back, YouTube, to another episode with your host, Jessica Cymone, where let's just talk about it. So, tonight we are discussing why you didn't vote, which I think is very important. If you guys don't know, we are also orchestrating creating an organization, building an organization. We are what's left, which I'm going to bring up here into the panel so everybody can give them a follow, and where we are connecting the creators with the activists. We're using our platforms. We are creating content through change. No, creating change through content. And also we're gonna, go on our own tour of colleges, HBCUs, and other colleges, undeserved areas, knocking on doors, like I say, picking up trash. And I think it's important for all of us to begin to come together and then also amplify these creators' voices at the same time and what it is that they do so that, we are able to continuously do all these things interchangeably. So that is very important. The Norfolk State University. Okay, message me that. Message me that. Okay, because we have a list of schools, that we are all eyeing, and then I think some of the most important ones because these kids are just not. Some of them are just not coming into schools. They're turning 18 every year. We need midterms. We need every year in some states they're having an election. So just, letting them know that they are seen, they are heard, and their voice is important, their vote is important, and how they can get active, and also too how they can use their platforms to amplify the message as well. I think it is very important. So as we continue to build, we are what's left. We are have a GoFundMe, which is in my link tree. It's the first link in my bio for all of our startup costs. And it tells you everything that we are going to be spending those funds on: legal, website, hosting, merge. And then if you have a service that you want to offer, again, because we will need staffing as well as some of these, well, most of all of these schools, and reach out to me. Let me know what state you're in and what school is close to you that you feel like needs to be touched, and we can kind of put that in play into where we can go. So right now, we would definitely be needing volunteers. Okay, yes, y'all donate or else. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull up. We are what's left web what's TikTok. And then when we launched, also too, when we launch our, there we go. When we launch our website, it will be the reveal of all of the creators. Lowrider, how you doing? What up, Mama Blue? So I also too wanted to tell you guys, get your heart me. Get your heart me. Hey, is it Mama Blue? Yeah, is it Steve? Yeah, is it Chris? Go. Tap screen. Get your heart me. Tap screen. Get your heart me. Shed a lie. Get your heart me. Get your heart me. Get your heart me. Get your heart me. Hey. Yeah, baby, it's the cartwheels in the chat for me. Okay. Taylor said every time that's on, come on, I get to twerking. What are you talking about? I'm not following that page. Don't worry. It's already following you. Oh my goodness. And you following already. Gotcha. Gotcha, bitch. So yeah. That's so tonight. And then we also too want to put a focus on the people who aren't voting. Why aren't you voting? What is it that, you know, you feel like you can't vote or you don't want to vote? Or why?
Oh my God!
Oh my God! Let's go! That is so cute. Just making me coconuts with Mama Blue in the chat. I appreciate you, my love. Mama don't play, okay? Mama do not play. Oh, excuse me. Um, hey, King on me. I'm assuming that's what it is. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Rumble, make sure y'all following We Are What's Left as we continue to build it. Um average Chili's enjoyer. You like Chili's?
I love Chili's.
What you get when you go to Chili's?
I get the triple dipper with honey chipotle chicken, Nashville hot maz, and the burger sliders.
Mm. It don't
Yep.
sound too bad. You know, chilies do will hit the spot on the right day, right?
For the right budget too.
True, 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 true. Did you vote?
No, nobody had. I'm a single policy voter. My policy that I'm looking for is medical mozzarella sticks, and I didn't see either candidate present anything for that. So
Okay. Get your heart meat. Get your heart meat. Go, mama. Get your heart meat. Go, Rima. Get your heart meat. Get your heart meat. Get your heart meat. Hey, Rima, how you doing today? How are you feeling? Um, yeah. So today we want to talk about why you didn't vote, right? Hey, efficiency girl. Okay, like bruh. I you told me enough. Your username told me enough um about why you didn't vote. You know, that told me everything that I need to know. Was it oh, you guys, you always know if you have another device, go ahead and drop it in our YouTube. It's the same name, Jessica Cymone. Let me see if I can put our goal up for tonight. There it is. But that's not it. It's Monday, so it's 333. You and me. Let me move this around. Why does it look a little blurry? I think allegedly they say about how many million people did not vote this year. There's a certain amount of people that are like
like
millions of people. Damn, I can't. I'm not it. 80 million people allegedly registered to vote but did not vote. Why is that? Why? First of all, can y'all even put in the chat why do you think that 80 million people registered to vote but did not vote? What are your thoughts? Are they all a part of the FBA? Do they all feel like their vote doesn't matter? You know, do they lack of knowledge, misogyny? Even with misogyny, why do you feel like they didn't even vote for the orange man? Right? I think several reasons. Mm, reparations. Hate they black mama. Um, like what do you think it is? I think, and how can do you feel like that we can encourage them to vote in the upcoming, at least the midterms? Because I think even if you're just now getting multi-layer for sure, even if you're just now getting what happened, baby, we might be on for a while. So if you need to go live or y'all, and then come back after you get done, you can definitely do so. You can definitely do so. Um, let me see. I can't see because I'm not in that other account, so I can't. No, I'm over being like, I get it. I get it. Hello, Hazel. I'm tired. You should be. You should be. You should be uninformed. Protest votes, misogyny, laziness, lots of reasons. I don't have to. And now how? And like even moving forward, when we are out, like, what do you guys think are some ways that we can encourage them to vote? Encourage them. What up, G Money? Encourage them to want to vote and to get involved. Like, how do we, even allow you to help you realize how important it is? Because a lot of people like to say that, um, a lot of people like to say, my vote doesn't matter, or I don't do politics. I don't do politics. I think there's, you know, apathy, a lack of trust in the system, feeling like your voice don't matter, or you just over it. Like, how do you? Because another thing is like, and I sometimes I can be one of those people. Like, if you tell me what I need to do, I won't do it. Like, I didn't play basketball because everybody said, "Oh, you tall, you gotta play basketball." Like, I ain't gotta do shit. You know what I'm saying? So Bring it up in casual conversation and giving real examples of policies. So people who aren't well versed in policies, because a lot of people begin to vote on their emotions. They were voting on their emotions. How do you get out your feelings? Because your feelings will betray you. Yeah, put me on the big screen. Oh, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Those people get on my nerves, okay? Hey,
Oh
Nikki.
my God!
Oh, my God. Thank you. Shout out to my baby still showing pew pews, okay? From the bed. From the bed.
Bruh.
I don't do politics. Like politics involved you do, and then somebody else said, but politics does you. You can't say that you don't do politics because politics is involved in every day, like whether you like it or not. To the speed limit that you go when you're on the road is politics. Okay, every law that is made. Um, hey Stacia, how you doing? Or hey Stacia, I probably said it wrong. Um, Politics does you. Everything that you do is every the way you live your life, where you're able to go, how late you're able to stay out, what time you have to leave the club. All of that is rooted in politics, right? They make a bill about everything. So even if you don't do politics, they're gonna do you. Show how my BFF lost a snap because of Trump. Yo, a lot of people, which is why I don't understand like Bloomberg. He didn't vote for Trump, but he's on food stamps. He doesn't believe that they were literally going to take his food stamps away. And he probably could be next because I'm not sure if he works or not. And I don't know if people know, like, I have fell on some hard times like a year ago or something. And I tried to get food stamps. And they would not give them to me. Like, it's not easy to go get food stamps. I just want people to know, right? It's not easy to go get food stamps. Like it's very, very, very much so invasive, right? They want everything. You can't do nothing, but then you got to do this. I'll be back. Got one more client. Okay, no problem. Then that's a late client. Um, I didn't vote. Slim Chicks, why you didn't vote? Why not? Because this is the thing. That's what we're talking about. Like why people. I know in these conversations, a lot of people, and even to here in this here live stream, get dropped for not voting because we believe that no vote, no voice, because you can't really say. That's what I said too. I said I'm too close to the camera. I feel like I'm all up in y'all face. Let me see if I can back it up. Back, back. Mhm. How about like that? Oh, is that better? And I need to turn this light down and make it more light instead. That's good. Yeah, when I first came out, I ain't gonna lie. I said, "Damn, I'm all up in your face." I don't ever stop. Okay, work don't stop, won't don't stop. Um, some cakes. Why you didn't vote? Honestly, growing up, I never really got into it. Now I see how really serious this shit is. Yeah, and I encourage people to even think about like I don't know how old you are. Who is this new person? What new person? What new person? I don't know how old you are, but oh no, I don't like that either. Sorry. Okay, my bad. It makes a big difference in all when we don't vote because I said I don't know how old you are because I know that they have like slowly been taking some information out of the schools that they don't want people to know. Up there with you. Oh, we are what's left. We are what's left, you guys. I'm 32. Got you. We are what's left, you guys. If you don't know, we're I'm building an organization. So we can go on our own tour, baby, to the HBCUs and other, like underdeserved or I wouldn't say underdeserved, overlooked schools so that we can touch the people who did not vote, who don't think it's important, who never really got into that. And I hate that because, it gets us to where we are now. And I just kind of encourage you guys to think like our ancestors, our, our parents, some people's parents, grandparents were unalived because they were trying to vote. You know what I mean? A family meeting? You thought it was a co-host? Some of them are unalive because they tried to go vote, right? If it wasn't that important, they wouldn't do so. Hey Dan, if it wasn't important to vote, they wouldn't try to unalive us. They wouldn't gerrymander. They wouldn't, voter suppression wouldn't be a thing. They wouldn't spend hundreds of millions of dollars to attack one group so that other people will, vote for what they do. Every vote matters. And we were filming earlier and Chris got on the live and he said, you guys make me feel like my little voice is means something. And I just, you know, let him know that yes, you may think it's a little voice, but when you think about the compound effect, little voices uh, accumulate, and together, little voices make big things happen, right? And every time you don't use your voice, you take away from that big thing. Say we have a 5,000 piece puzzle. Every piece is so small, right? And you could think it's insignificant, but you pull one piece away from the puzzle and it messes up the big picture. The big picture no longer looks as good, right? It's no longer complete. It's not as beautiful. And every time you take a piece, baby, it gets holy, right? Nobody even wants to look at it. It's not a masterpiece anymore. So just think about that and think about all of us together will make a difference. So whatever that case may be, don't ever think that your voice doesn't matter because you have other people who are willing to speak up with you, for you, stand next to you, stand beside you. Um and yeah. Yeah, that's I'm like the puzzle's not complete. The puzzle's not complete. And just hey, Lainey, how are you doing? Thank you guys for the harmony. What up, Hector and Janice? So my thing is, the puzzle is not complete without you, and we need you. We need you because in order for us to get out of this shit, we're gonna have to do it together. Each and one of us. The man just said that he wants to live stream people trying to escape. He told them, y'all better get out of here fast before y'all are stuck here with me. I love to hear it. Before you are stuck here with me, right? Oh yeah, thank you for the $5 for I have to apologize for dropping my future baby daddy. I will not drop him again. It was rude. I shouldn't be toxic. I'll be good. Kind of not really. From now on. Y'all drop some coconuts for all y'all in the chat and our first donor of the night. Thank you so much, beautiful. I appreciate you. You wish you was all y'all baby daddy age. Um, that's funny. Hello, King. How are you doing tonight?
Hello.
Did you vote?
Did I vote? I did not vote.
Why not?
I didn't vote due to I would not want to waste my time in going to vote for two people that I feel like are basically there's no difference.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's talk about the first difference. One's a man, one's a woman. One's black, one's white.
Right? Yeah. Physically, they are
Mhm.
different humans. Yeah,
One's a
that's
liar.
true.
One's a convicted felon. One's a rapist.
Well, yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, I mean, physical life things are they're not the same.
Right.
That's that's pretty common sense. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I wasn't talking about that. I was talking about um, the same political view, basically.
How so?
Well, I mean, you can call me a conspiracy theory or whatnot, but that's why I didn't vote. Is I believe that the left and the right are the same, and I'm sure that you've heard of that before too.
How and like in which way?
In which way? I mean that they both talk a big game, but they don't actually do anything for the American people.
How so? Tell me, like, okay, tell me something that, let's say Biden said he was gonna, the big game that he talked in. Tell me what he didn't do.
Well, I mean, specifically with Biden, I mean, that dude was hardly out there. I mean,
No, no,
you
no,
would
no, no. I said, tell me some. I didn't want to talk about how many times did he show up in public. How many?
well,
What did
that was a
he?
red flag for me.
No, no, you said what?
That was a red flag for me.
No, no, no. I said, what did he say he was going to do that he didn't do?
Well, like I said,
You said they talk a good game, which means he had to say he was going to do something, and you said they don't show up. So what was that? What would be that
I
thing?
mean, he didn't show up at all. That dude was. You would be lucky if you saw him on TV once.
What is the thing that he said he would do though?
I mean, I don't know specifically
So he
exactly.
didn't talk a big game. You're just talking.
Dude
Sounds like
barely
you were
talked.
projecting.
Dude barely could talk.
You're talking about one debate, right?
Yeah, that's
According to the
nobody.
4 years that he was there, we're talking
Right.
about
That
one.
that's what I'm saying. They were hiding him the entire time.
He had C-19.
Oh, geez.
I mean, it was talking. So I'm saying
So
like,
that's your excuse for them hiding his cognitive
oh
decline.
baby, his what?
His cognitive decline.
His what?
His cognitive decline.
So do you feel
I,
like Donald Trump? Well, what is something you said that they talk a big game? What is something that he said he was going to do that he did not do?
I mean, I don't. I'm not too much into the political theater. That's why I don't vote.
Okay, so I think, is it because you don't understand politics?
Oh, baby, I understand.
You just said
Powerful.
you're not that into it.
Oh
You're
yeah,
not. You
because
haven't. One, I'm
I
not your
understand
baby.
the game. I
You
understand
haven't
the game.
answered any questions. You said they talk a good game, but they don't follow through and done nothing for the American people. So I'm asking you,
Right.
what did Biden talk up that he said he was
I
going to do?
mean,
You,
has the has the average person in America life declined last generation?
you are. Can you hear me?
Or no, I can hear you. You're asking for specifics. Like I said, I'm not into the political theater of specifics, but I understand the powers game.
I know you made a statement that they talk a good game. What did
Oh
he
yeah.
say? What did he say?
Well, that's the thing. Even Mr. Putin came out. He said all these dudes they have great ideas, and when they
No,
come into office, what they're handed is dudes in suits
you're
coming
not
up to
that.
them and
Are,
saying to him, "Hey, it's not going to be run this way. It's going to be run."
did you graduate from high school?
Yeah, I did.
Then, did you go to college?
I went for a bit, then I dropped out.
Why so?
Oh man, it was just standard education.
It
I
was
mean, I can
hard.
learn. No, standard education. I can learn better on my own
Shout out to
with
the Alina Ray. Thank you, Alina. I appreciate
was it
you.
tough
Drop
for
some
you? Is
coconuts
that
in the
why you're
chat for
doing
Alina.
TikTok?
What
I asked you, was it tough for you? Is
come on,
that
we
why
got
you're
the
doing
goons in the
TikTok?
building. That's what I'm talking about.
I asked, is it tough? Was
What
it tough
college
for
did you go
you?
to? Was it a university?
It was a community college.
Um,
What about you?
I went to university.
Oh, cool. Was it tough for you?
No, I graduated. I got my bachelor's.
Okay, doing TikTok.
Yeah.
So that's
What does
what you
that
got from
mean?
your college degree?
What does it mean doing TikTok? Do you know how much?
Well,
Do
is
you
that
know
what
how
you
much
got?
money people make on TikTok?
Is that what you got for your college degree? Is TikTok?
Do you know how much money people make on TikTok? That's not even live streaming. Do you know how much money people make on TikTok?
Yeah, it's
Do
been
you know there are
popular for the
people who
last two
are
years.
millionaires from TikTok, right?
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
So why did you feel like you saying it like
I'm
it's a
asking
slight?
if you went to college for TikTok. Because you asked me about my degree, and I would like to ask you about your degree.
I didn't ask you. You don't get a degree. Remember, you dropped out. I didn't ask you
Oh
about your
yeah, I
degree.
dropped out. I don't fall for the scam. The standard college. If you go standard education, standard person.
I'm starting to understand why you. I think I know why you dropped out.
Why did I drop
Oh yeah! Thank
out?
you for the $5. And just like that, my ass been be doing this
Project.
motherfucker
Do a self
in
projection on
circles.
why I
Pass the
dropped
plate. The
out.
plate has officially started being
Do a
passed
self
around, you
projection on
guys.
why I dropped out. Let me hear it.
Huh?
I said do a self projection on why I dropped out.
No, I'm not doing a self projection. Would mean I'd be projecting onto you why you dropped out because I dropped out. I didn't drop out.
No, it's not just physically dropping out, but why did I drop out?
Why? You said it. You said you didn't want to be scammed allegedly.
You said I know why you
You're getting
dropped out,
scammed from the
but
community college.
now you can't tell
Was
me
it
why I dropped
DeVry?
out.
Was it ICDC?
What is that?
Mm. So you said that. Thank you, lovely. You said that they talked that Biden talked a good game.
Oh no, wait. You said you
No, no,
know
no,
why
no.
I
You
dropped
still
out.
haven't
Why?
answered my question. That's
And then
the
you can't
reason.
go from that.
Let
You
me tell
can't
you
tell me
something.
because
Let me tell
there's
you
not much
something.
going on in your brain. I don't think.
Nothing's going on in your brain. My thing is, the reason why I
Hey,
even
I'm about to actually hit my pool. I'm about to go
okay.
in my pool.
Go ahead, jump in.
Yeah, the dropout's about to go to his pool.
Go ahead. You can swim. Congratulations.
And that's what I'm saying. I don't really think you know much about what's really
So
going on. The
do you
politics.
equate
Is politics just politics?
do
And
you equate getting into a pool with intelligence?
no, I'm talking about politics.
Then why did you even bring up your pool?
Oh, I said I'm about to hop in the pool.
Yeah, you said this dropout is about to hop in the pool. What does that have to do?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Well, here's the thing, Jessica. I know what you were trying to say.
What am I trying to
Oh
say?
man, I know why you dropped out.
I
It's
do
like,
know why I asked you the same question
dude,
based off
it's
of what you
needed
said a
in
thousand times, and you
education.
have not answered it not one time.
You try
You
to
said that you know
belittle.
about politics, but then you said you don't get into
Jessica,
politics.
you tried to belittle me that I went to a community college
Thank
and
you
I dropped
guys for
out.
the follow. I'm not trying to
I mean,
belittle you. I know a lot of people that
yeah,
dropped out of college that
that's
are
the thing.
very intelligent.
And
I know a lot of people that dropped that didn't even go to college that are very
the
intelligent
only
as well.
people that try to belittle you are people
Thank you,
that
Alina. Drop some coconuts for Alina in the chat. I appreciate you.
you get that,
Shout out to the
Jessica.
Alina raiding them goons, y'all. Drop
The
some coconuts.
people that try to belittle you are people that are
I'm
below
not
you.
trying to belittle you.
Yeah, well, I mean, what was with the comment
You
then?
just feel
It's
belittled.
okay. It's okay. Yeah, I get it.
Because you can't answer any. Why can't you answer any questions? You can't answer one question.
You asked me if I graduated high school
No, no,
because
that's
I
not even
didn't
the
know
first question.
a political answer. It's okay. Life isn't all about politics. It's theater.
Life is
You're
all
being
politics.
you're being brainwashed and you're
Everything that
being
you do
controlled.
is involved in politics, whether you know it or
Being
not.
controlled. You're being controlled. You're being controlled.
Who am I being controlled by?
This is exactly what they want you to be doing.
Who is they?
The high politicians of the world,
So why you didn't like Trump?
the people that um, what was that?
Why you didn't like Trump? Since you can't answer the first question.
Why I didn't like Trump?
Yeah.
Well, again, I mean, he's a to me he's a sleazeball.
Mm-hmm. And what's wrong with
He's a,
Kamala Harris?
he's a big business dude that just he's a
Thank you,
shark.
Anya.
He's a shark who tries to take advantage of people.
So and what was wrong with Kamala Harris?
Well, for me, Kamala was just super fake.
What makes her fake?
And the way that she does her interviews, the way that she was smiling nonstop, those aren't real smiles.
Oh, you don't
Those are all just fake smiles trying to win the people's vote.
how do you know what a fake smile looks like?
Well, you can see it. I mean, it's small, micro, little details. But again, if you're not aware enough and you're just taking everything for face value, black and white, then you fall for the trap. And that's
I
exactly right.
you
So you, I mean, that's what I'm saying. And yeah, I mean, Kamala was not a good choice either. And so that makes me think: how are the two people running for president? How is it that they are these two people?
what do you think the qualifications of somebody to run for president? Like what would make you vote?
What would make me vote is someone that is not um, donated all this money to these organizations from these organizations
Hmm.
to do as they say. And I mean, you're not going to find that.
AOC doesn't take money from organizations. Would you vote for her?
I don't know who that is. Again, I don't follow the political train and theater and know about all these little details about each person.
Okay, I mean, and that's fine. I can respect that. It's just that when you told I asked you, did you know about politics? You're like, yeah, I know all about politics.
I
So
don't
that's why I'm
know.
like, do you do or do you don't? Like, you don't have to lie about it.
I don't know. I don't know the politic details, but I understand the game of politics.
How do you understand the game if you don't know what's happening?
Well, those are all the micro theoretical things to keep it flowing.
Yeah,
But there's not.
it's definitely misogyny because he can't name a policy. He don't like women, women that smile who smile. You like your woman to beat on you, huh?
Small mind if you think that way.
That's a really good question. Why do you go on political lives if you don't follow politics?
Well, the prompt was, why didn't you vote? So I was telling you why I didn't vote.
You really haven't said
Honestly,
anything. You said that they talk a big game, but they don't do anything for the American people. And I asked you, oh, what did they say that they were going to do that you were disappointed in that they did not do? And then you never answered that question. And
I
that's
said,
why I
yeah,
asked you if you went to school because I kept asking you the same question, but you seem not to
yeah,
answer
yeah,
or not know how to answer it.
yeah. Hmm.
Are you still not going to answer it?
The answer is they're both the same wing on the same bird. If you are in the mindset
Hey,
of, hey,
Chris.
I'm left and it's the right's fault, and if you're right, it's the left's fault, that's exactly where they want you to be. To always blaming the other party, but they're always going down the same road path.
Well, me personally, I think it's Donald Trump's fault.
Yeah, so
I
you're
mean, that's not, I don't think it's the Republican Party either anymore. I think he has hijacked it. I really
all
had
right. Well,
not a huge problem with quote unquote Republicans as much as if it so do you like where America is today?
yeah, yeah. I do like it.
What do you like about it?
I mean, it's a free country. We're able to do things out here. I mean, you go to other countries, you know, oh, everything's a little tightened up, I would say. So, I mean,
Tighten up. What does that mean?
well, I mean, everything's a little more strict.
So what do you feel like you can do here that you can't do there?
I mean, we got opportunities here to build businesses, um, capitalism.
So you can't build a business anywhere else?
You could, but
Right.
I mean, it's not as big as it would be here due to people are buying, I guess.
People are what?
People are buying. That means the economy is pretty good.
You think the economy is pretty good?
Yeah, yeah, I think so.
Mm. So you just coast through life and just be like, "Oh, I don't vote. Anything y'all say, I'll do it."
No, no.
You just lay down and let life run you over.
No, no, no. I take control of it. I don't rely on the government to tell me or to do this. If something shitty happens from the government, I look at myself in the mirror. I'm like, well, all right, let's tighten up those pants. Let's put the belt on. And let's get to work. Let's do what we got to do in order to perform, to survive. And a lot of people, they can't take accountability. They're always relying on the government.
Relying on the government in what way? Like when you're driving, are you speeding?
Oh yeah, yeah. Sometimes.
How fast you go?
Jeez. Well, I got a pretty nice car. I'm going
Captain
about
Bootstraps, yes, Ann. Captain Bootstraps
like in the HOV lane.
with
I'm
my
going about
WP.
going 95 and I guess 75.
Do you run lights too?
No, no. I mean, there's a stop sign in my HOA that barely anyone goes through, so I just kind of I
Well,
don't
yeah,
do
you
a,
got a car and a pool. Oh my God.
I don't do a complete stop at the sign that's
Oh, you
perfectly
be
moving.
rolling stopping too? Look at you,
Well,
you little rebel.
once in a blue moon, yeah, I would, yeah, once in a blue moon, I would say.
hmm
You know, cops, if they have pulled me over, they would just say, "Hey, take it easy." I'm like, all right. I mean, other cops in other countries, hey, you got to bribe them. Hey, here's 50 euros. You know, I mean, we're not. No, I don't. Not here in the United States.
So if they tell you to do something, you do it, right?
The
Yeah,
cops. Yeah, I don't resist.
right. Government.
Yeah, I mean, that's the issue with people
No,
nowadays.
no,
Well,
government. They tell
certain
you what to
countries.
do, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Right,
they do tell you what to do. You have to pay
right.
your taxes. You have to do it. You have to do
Mm-hmm.
that. Yeah, insurance. Well,
Mm-hmm.
they tell you to do that, and that's
And
why
the
it's
laws
like,
and the
well,
laws that he put in
how about
place
you?
are put
You
upon
have to adjust.
it with the
Things are
politics,
things
right?
are going to shit.
The
If
politicians
we
put the
go into a
laws in
depression,
place, right? Thank
if
you,
we go into
H.
a depression, what are you going to do? Are you going to rely on the government during a depression, or are you going to rely on yourself and take care of yourself and
Tell me how
figure it
you
out?
would take care of yourself. Say you're hungry and all of the shelves are empty. There is no groceries. What you eat? All the stores are closed down. Nobody has any inventory. What you doing?
Well, let's start growing our own food. How about you get some
And
seeds and start growing our
how long? How long does it?
lettuce?
How long is it gonna take you to grow this food?
21 days. 21 days. Are you able to survive without food for 21 days? I think so. Again, if it goes
You've been
down to
watching
that
Naked
level,
and Afraid, I see.
no, Jessica, you said if it went down to a level
I
of
said,
no food
how
every
long does it
day,
take? How long does it take to grow tomatoes?
cherry tomatoes, I mean, not long. I bet you a month. You get a little small,
Well, let's
dude.
see. Let's Google it. Google it. Google it. Google it.
But again, you're giving me that scenario when everything's down. It's going to be everyone's a free for all. I mean, at that point, it's like, hey, you're going to
60
have
to
to
100 days. Can you eat?
cool.
Can you live without food for 60 days?
Yeah, I've seen it before. Yep.
Tell me where you've seen somebody live without food for 60 days.
Go on TikTok. Go in the search bar and put fasting 60-day, and you're going to find it. People have done it over that too. Again, if it goes down to it, hey, you got to have that inner will to do
We do not
things.
care.
The fuck? Boy, get your dumb ass out of here, boy, and go breathe under the water. Fuck is you talking about? Jump in the pool and start breathing, okay? Look at you saying. See how long you can sit in. You can go underwater. Try 6 minutes. Oh my God. Ah, there's only so much stupidity I can take. Too much stupidity I can take. What was that? He had to go. It's something in the air. I mean, I forgot somebody in here earlier. Shamik, it started with an S. She had more honest reasons about why she didn't vote and things that we could, just talk about and even inform. Because the more you know, the more you grow. Some people, just And I get it, especially in the black community, just weren't raised or talked a lot of politics in the household. You know what I mean? Can we yeah, I was just thinking it. Let's do a little reset. Yeah, we got 148 people in here. Please tap the screen, give me a follow if you have not done so. Where is that? Where is that? Where is that? With that being said, let's go. Let's bring it. Let's run it back. What's your thought? Hey, what's your family on TikTok? Roll family. No, is it? No. You need everybody in here to get your heart me. Get your heart me. Go, go. Get your heart me. Get your heart me. Get your heart me. Hey, hey, get your heart me. Official girl, get your heart me. Don't me, get your heart me. Oh, I skipped it up. I got too excited. Hey, go Dan, get your heart me. Go Cymone, get your heart me. 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 Go oh yeah, get your heart me. Cut screen, get your heart me. Sasha, get your heart me. Get your heart me. Get your heart me. Go, 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 go. Tap, 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 tap. Slap, slap, slap. Chris G, are you in here? One day Chris is like, go ahead and slap the phone real quick. Keep slapping that phone. I was like, oh, it's so aggressive. Hey, 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 get your heart me. Go, go, get your heart me. Go, go, Declan, get your heart me. Get your heart me. Get your heart me. Go tap, get your heart me. Tap, tap, get your heart me. Clap, clap, tap, tap. Oh, I'm gonna have to get up and dance the next time we hit this, okay? Yes, yes, yes. Thank you all. And let's go ahead. We need 8 more crowns and I got this gift card. Oh, he about that. Who about that? Who about that life? You know, and also too while we do this, this Hoochie Mom music. Okay. Baby, put them coochie cutters on. What are you talking about? You guys, also too, you guys, if you're not following, we are What's Left, who is in the box with me. Okay, we are What's Up as an organization. We're building to connect the creators with the activists to our own tour so that we can be able to go to the HBCs, other overlooked schools as well, undeserved communities, and be able to just knock on doors, places where they don't want to knock, but don't worry about it because that's home to us, and just be able to spread the message and amplify our platforms to amplify our voices. You guys, slap what on the phone? Let me know that. Oh yeah, stop it. There's also a GoFundMe in the link in my bios at the very, very top. Once we start getting merch, we'll be able to also give out merch for certain donations as well. I'm going to talk with the team a little bit, see how soon we could possibly even start that. And I also want to, at the moment, in the meantime, we're giving out shout outs, okay? And again, if you, $1 a day keeps a fascist away. So please continue to also to give me a follow, tap screen, get your heart me, claim anything that you have in there. Let's get up to 100K. We're at 41K already. And Just Z, thank you. Oh, we did it. We did it, y'all. H, thank you as well. I appreciate you. Z, how you doing? Welcome in all the new people in the building. Kenneth, welcome in. How are you?
I'm doing great. Perfect in every way, of course.
You voted.
No, I came up to why didn't you vote? I didn't vote.
You did vote, Kenneth.
No, everybody knows I didn't vote. You didn't know that?
You last time you used to come up here, you say you voted for Donald Trump.
No, I said I supported Trump, but everybody knows that I didn't vote because the wifey told me not to.
Why did wifey tell you not to vote?
Well, she's part of 92%. So her, my mother, also part of 92, and my daughter were like, they felt they would be harmed because all the whatnot about Trump. And it was like, Dad, honey, boo, uh, you know.
How
And I
does
was
she
like,
feel
okay.
about you supporting Donald Trump?
That's why she came to me initially. She was like, I know you support Trump the last couple elections, but for some reason, the 92% were extra vigilant about the harm they felt would come to them by Trump, and they were like pleading with me. I was like, I can't just look at my loved ones, the mother of my children, and say I'm gonna defy you. I'm not that type of animal.
So instead of voting with your wife and helping her to make sure that harm doesn't come to her and your children, you just didn't vote at all?
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't. They can only ask for so much. I couldn't vote for the destruction of America. And matter of fact, my daughter was asking me not to vote, and I couldn't not vote for. I wanted grandchildren. I know Harris and the Democrats, they don't really like kids too much. You know
Why is she still with you? Yeah, put her on the phone.
why? I mean,
I'd rather talk to her. I'd
no,
rather talk
the
to the 92%.
no, the prompt says, "Why didn't you vote?" And she voted. I just, and plus I was in a red state. With the electoral college,
Hey, granddaddy.
I knew Trump was going to win in a landslide. So I was like, I can sacrifice. She can take away my suffrage, but I can sacrifice it for the good of my family. But
But
I know
if the
Trump is
real
going to win.
sacrifice for the good of your family is to vote for Kamala Harris. You see how what you're saying don't make sense? You sacrifice not voting Trump so your family could be good because voting for
No,
Trump.
no,
No, no,
no.
no.
It's
Listen, hold
feelings.
on, hold
It
on.
was feelings.
You said you sacrifice so for the good of your family, so your family could be good, right?
No, I said their feelings. I'm the one that's educated in the family. I have the degree from Hampton political science, so I knew
Oh
to
yeah,
go
thank
out
you
there.
for the $5 for. I need a welfare check on the man of the house, aka Kendra's wife. Okay, draw some coconuts for y'all, cause she ain't lying. She ain't lying.
Yeah, I was like, I'm educated. I'm trying to explain to her, but she's hysterical, like much of you panicans are. And I'm like, yo, it's gonna be prosperous, golden age of America, no tax on anything. And she was like, the people say he's racist. I was like, baby, I won't vote for you in our relationship, you know?
But I won't help you either.
No, I did help. I did help because
I won't
Trump
help you
won.
by voting for Kamala Harris.
There's no way I can vote for that. No way, because that would destroy us. I like
So if
being
you
where,
feel,
yeah.
do you respect your wife?
Yeah,
Do you think she's smart or you think she's dumb?
I mean, shit, we have different types of intelligences,
No, I'm saying, do you think she's smart then?
Yeah, she's brilliant. She's
Right.
brilliant.
And so she probably made an educated guess in voting for Kamala Harris.
No,
right?
that's why her guess was not educated. That's where she failed. She went off for emotion only, and that I tried
What
to
was the
lay out
what was the emotion that she went off of?
A lot of people, not the 92%, feel. I'm sure you feel the same emotional pull to Harris too. You felt like she was African American when she was really from New Delhi.
I
You
was
felt
gonna
like
vote for Biden, even if they had rolled him in a wheelchair
I know
and
you're
put
blue
an
no matter
oxygen
who.
tank to his mouth and
Yeah, you're
translated
blue no
what
matter.
they thought he
Yeah,
said. I
yeah,
would
you're
have
blue
voted.
no matter who. You're blue no matter who. I
No,
understand
no,
that.
no. I have enough intelligence to know when somebody is going to put our country at risk.
But apparently you were wrong because we're doing pretty well.
Tell me how we
And
doing well.
that's why that's what when she's cooking dinner, I explain that to her.
Tell me
I'm
how we
like,
doing well, Kenneth.
in the stock market,
What's the stock market?
it's like a record number is the last time I checked.
What
S and
record? What's
P.
the number? What's the record?
I don't
What's
know.
the
I know.
number?
I just heard record. I was like, yes, record. S&P, Nasdaq, Dow. I mean, record.
Kenneth, you are a troll.
No, I'm
You are
not.
not real.
Yes, I. You know who I am. I'm TikTok famous. Everybody know me. Everybody.
You said you what?
I'm TikTok famous.
We do not care.
We do not care. Get the fuck out of here. Oh my God. Baby. Nika, please. Okay. I am sick of him. And it's very evident that he's trolling. He's trolling. First of all, ain't no way you got a wife. Let's just start there. The fuck? My wife and my kids. Who the fuck did you grape? Who the fuck did you grape? Hey. Jamal, thank you for the $5 for Kenneth's heavy ass tongue. I'm fucking hollering. Draw some coconuts for Jamal too, cause nigga, what the fuck? What the hell?
Bruh.
What are you talking about? Well, let me see if I can find a song. Nope. I don't need the whole song. Thank you guys for the follows. I appreciate that. Oh my god. Oh, that was wild. Boy, I ain't gonna have nobody up. I ain't even giving y'all a chance to drop nobody tonight, okay? These niggas on my nerves. Why is people who quote unquote don't vote getting on my nerves more than the people than MAGA? Why is that? Why is that happening? Oh yeah, thank you for the dollar that says, why my dad up here cackling? I used to think like that, sad man, and that's how I lost the bet. Oh, hold on. I used to think like that, sad man, and that's how I lost the best woman of my life, aka your mom. That happened 20 years ago. Let it go, dad. Oh, you know what? At least your dad has realized, like, damn, that type of thinking gets me fucking nowhere. So shout out to your dad for growth. And unfortunately, you still have to suffer the consequences because that's what boundaries are. Get your ass out of here, respectfully. That's what your mama said. Shout out to your mom for choosing herself as well. Drop some coconuts, y'all. Drop some Mickey Vicky coconuts.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, Jamal.
Hey. I didn't vote because y'all better be following and tapping this screen. I came up here just to fuss because these likes should be at 100K taps.
Mm-hmm.
So start working your fingers never mind. I almost said something, but it's not after 8 o'clock yet.
Mm-hmm. Like Naquan say, take your fingers out of dark places.
And Oya and Sajida, y'all both on my list. I thought I'd say that too.
What's Haji do? I mean, what all y'all do?
Both of them. Both.
What y'all done did?
I don't know yet. I'm gonna figure something out.
How you doing, Saji Love? BJS, how you doing? Wait, Monique, hey, my auntie in the building. What up, Gemini? King Abram, welcome in. Lovable Anita, Jeanette. How y'all doing? Sarah, thank you. If you have not already gotten your heart me, please do so. Jay Easy. You need help? Let me send you a request.
Yeah. Sorry, I was getting my heart me in.
Oh, I appreciate that. Come on, get your heart me. Go, Gemma. Get your heart me. You said Trump 2028.
Yeah, baby.
You trolling too?
I mean, I'll take it.
So you're a traitor of this country? You don't believe in the Constitution?
I want you and me and everybody else to do great. Don't we want to make America great?
Do you believe in the Constitution?
I do.
Then why would you want him for a third term?
I mean, Franklin Roosevelt had like 4 terms, so I don't know what the big deal is.
Who?
Franklin Roosevelt?
He had 4 terms.
Like 3.5 terms or some crap like that.
Yeah, and then the law was amended. What are you talking about?
Yeah, so we should end it back. Get Trump back in there.
Okay,
don't you think?
Well, what do you need to do that? How would you do that? Since you're the one suggesting it, how would it happen?
You would need like 3/4 of the Senate and the House.
And what else? And what else?
I don't know, man. That sounds pretty good.
No, and you'd also need the ratification by states. It's just not going to happen. So again, back to the question: why are you even mentioning it?
It's the start of something big. You guys speak it into existence.
Why are you trolling?
I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
I want everybody to be rich and happy.
Are you rich?
I hope to get there soon. So I'm 42.
What's your
most
plan?
people make the
What's
most
your
people
plan
make
to
the
get
most
rich?
of their money.
How do you think you're
Um,
gonna get there soon? You think is
well,
Trump
I
gonna
mean,
help
right
him? Is
right
Trump
now
is
I'm
Trump
asset rich, cash poor, so that might change soon.
how are you gonna sell your assets?
That's right.
Yes, sell all them assets.
Oh my god! So how much your assets worth?
Like 510,000.
Depends on the street.
Now I got two fourplexes that would easily sell for 260 a piece, 265.
Okay, I can spend that quick. That's not rich.
Shoot, I know.
So
Ain't even
how
close to these people.
does Trump how is Trump making everybody rich?
More opportunities,
Like what?
bringing jobs back to America, well-paying jobs. But if I must say, Biden was doing a pretty good job with the Science Act, Chips and Science Act. So I'm not hating.
Hmm. How many jobs? Because since Donald Trump's been in office, he's only lost jobs. He's fired hundreds of thousands of people. If we're not at 1 million yet
Ooh,
already,
that's not true.
that is true.
Those government jobs were quickly sucked up by private jobs.
So do you think that's fair to government workers?
Well, they'll get paid better. So yeah, I think
No.
it is. And
What makes you think that they're getting paid
imagine
better?
this: you're working your 9 to 5 or 8 to 5, and then they come in and say, "Hey, you got to pack your stuff. You're getting laid off by Trump." Immediately, you'll feel bad, but you get like what? I forget how long of a package all the government employees got. It was something crazy long package, 8 months plus of paid time off. So you come in that morning, you get an 8 month vacation right off the rip. If you can't find a job in 8 months, what were you even doing for America? You know?
Oh yeah, thank you for the dollar for child. Ain't nobody buying unwashed and doo-doo covered assets. You been shitting on your assets?
No, I take care of my assets.
Drop some
And I,
coconuts for all y'all in the chat. What I walked into, Declan.
why my assets gotta have doo doo on them?
You wash your hands when you leave the restroom?
Of course.
Why you say of course? Like I know a lot of
Why you act like I have bad hygiene?
well, there's a lot of people in ironically or unironically, they're usually white people who say that they don't wash their hands when they use the restroom. And do you use a washcloth or you just use the soap?
No, I wash and dry my hands.
When you wash your ass, do you use a washcloth or you just use a soap?
No, I have a bidet. So
A bidet. That's new. what
yeah,
kind of
get that booty nice and clean.
what kind of bidet?
This guy needs to go. This guy needs to go. Boy, I'm sorry, but we're gonna have to. I'm gonna apologize on behalf of my people. This guy is lost.
He has a bidet though.
He has a bidet.
Why
He
would
said
you
he about to get rich.
He about to get rich with what?
He said he got rich assets. So which so all the assets that you have, Jay, they're already
No, I said I'm asset rich.
right. You have
cash
assets,
poor.
right? Are you still paying on said assets, or they're all completely paid for? Like your land, are you still paying on it?
Yeah, I'm still paying on it for sure.
So when you sell it, you got to pay off what you owe first before you get your profit.
Oh, I'm looking at a $75,000 tax bill if I sell it, and I don't buy something of likeness.
The tax cut didn't help you? The big horrible tax cut didn't help you?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't do anything for capital gains that I'm aware of.
You should probably return that bidet.
Maybe. I really like it though. Keeps my ass nice and clean.
Oh dear God!
How many times you push that button?
Oh, a Ben-Day doesn't have a button.
Oh, you just
outside.
that's how you
It's a
know.
ditch. You just
Lord
squat.
have mercy. Where did you guys find this guy at? Did you guys find this guy?
He found us.
Oh, he needs to stop.
He
He
can't
needs
help
to
it.
stop.
I
Jay,
was
what?
just rolling
Jay,
through TikTok through the dirty streets.
Wait a
of
minute. Wait a
TikTok.
minute. Hey Jay, let me ask you something. Can I ask you something really man to man?
Yeah, go ahead.
What was your highest level of education?
A couple of semesters of college.
At where? Ivy Tech.
At ULM.
Oh my God.
Listen, man, you need to get your money back. And I'm not one to downplay.
It was free.
Oh, there we go.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was free.
Well,
You
you
should
need
have
to,
went to
you need to
Trump
go back.
University.
I had
Listen,
scholarships.
I'm a Republican, and I hope you don't speak on behalf of Republicans.
That's your friend.
And no, he's not. No, he's not. You need to stop. You need to listen. You need to friend me, and I need to educate you. I'm where you want to be.
Maybe I should educate you.
Okay, what's your net worth right now? I'm gonna educate you right quick, my friend. I'm gonna educate you real quick. What's your net worth?
Probably 800,000.
Okay, my net worth is $1.2 million. Okay, I work for Dr.
Okay.
Pepper. I'm a national sales rep. So,
Well, I like Dr.
You're
Pepper.
trying to get where I'm at.
Mhm.
And
I
let
like
me tell you
Dr.
something.
Pepper. That's easy
I
money
own
right
9
there.
rental properties. I am liquid.
I have 8 rental properties and I'm liquid.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But mine are paid off. So you need
Okay.
to friend me. You need to follow me, and I'll need to educate you. You need to stop and educate yourself too. You need to open a book.
Yeah, I'll take that, but you don't have to be a rude,
No, because you're making yourself look unintelligent.
Facts.
Oh, well, I'm not. That's not the intention. Just hanging out.
Well, you are. I'm trying to stop you. I'm a father of 5, and if I was your father, I'm educating you.
I'm a father of 3. Congratulations, bro.
Thank you. But you need to. I hope what you're spewing isn't rubbing off on them, because this is a different world. Yes.
Like what?
Yes, I voted for Donald Trump.
Like what?
Well, I mean, you don't even know what a bidet is. You don't even use the proper pronunciation. And 2,
well, that's how I know it is.
okay, once again, I'm educating you.
It's not a bidet.
Lord, dear God.
You cannot make this shit up. I swear
you
to God.
And you know what? Here's the funny part. I hope my kids never come around you.
Damn. That escalated quickly.
I've never in my life
bidet
once.
Be getting that booty clean though. You got a bidet?
I've never once in my life, people. I've never degraded a member of a race at all, because I'm a multicultural man. Okay, my wife is black and I have mixed sons.
Same here.
But man,
I'm multicultural.
you need to slow your roll and educate yourself. Because when
I've
you
also
open your
been
mouth,
to Germany.
it's just.
I've been to Belize. I've been to Honduras.
Well, brother, I hate to tell you, but you don't know what you're doing. You need to educate yourself. Like I said, you need to follow me.
Bro,
I
I'm
need to
just
educate
chilling. What are you talking about? I'm just chilling.
Well, Jay, you said you want to be rich one day, correct?
I want to be mega rich, yeah.
MAGA rich or mega rich?
Mega
He wants
rich.
to be mega rich.
Okay. And how
I
much?
want to make America great again with my richness.
Lord, dear God, I got to get off. I'll come back when
This guy
gentleman's
sounds like
gone.
he has.
Oh my goodness. So Italian,
He probably lives at home with his mom in his basement.
Yeah.
And he collects baseball cards.
Oh my God. Oh, and if I said Pokemon card, that'd probably be too much.
Oh my Lord, dear Lord.
Hold on, Jay, 1 second. 1 second. Italian. True Italian.
Yes, babe.
Why did you vote for Donald Trump? And how do you
Well,
feel
I'm
about
gonna be honest with you.
you
I'm
are?
gonna be straight. Straight. I voted for Donald Trump for his policies that he put in the last time. I flourished under Donald Trump because of the tax codes. I take advantage of the tax codes. I educate myself on how to always make money. Um, like I said, I own rental properties. All mine are fully invested. I don't owe anybody anything.
Thank you,
I am
Just Tip,
what's
for the subscription. Drop some coconuts for Just Tip. Thank you.
I am what people want. When I got out of the military, I was deployed right out of college. Okay. I spent 17 years in the military. All my deployment out of 17 years in the military, I was deployed 15 years. I never spent a dime of my deployment money. And if anybody knows about it, deployment money is 3 times your rate of your pay. When I came back, the stock market was down. The housing market was in a crapper. So I basically used my military experience and my knowledge of construction to buy houses and fix them and sell and rent them and make money.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm making money, when I'm sleeping, I'm making money. So under Donald Trump's tax credits, I flourish.
The tax credit,
But
the TCGA, Tax Credit Jobs Act, right?
But what scared me the most is when the Democratic Party started screaming generational wealth. Okay, I got 5 sons. I'm not working for me now.
What
I
they
work for
say
my
in regards to
sons.
generational wealth?
They wanted to put a tax on generational wealth. So if let's say
On capital gains?
when I die, yes, on capital gains.
That was
I gotta
100
protect
million or
mine.
more, right?
Oh yes. Oh
You
yes.
got 100 million in capital gains?
Yes, babe. All my rental
We don't
properties
have
are
to.
in
We
the
don't
Gulf
have
Coast.
to. Everybody's flexing tonight.
Oh no, I'm not trying to. I'm just
100
telling
million
you,
in capital gains, but he's worth 1.2 million.
it's all revolving cash.
Me and Jay are just on our Ben day over here.
I'm just saying, you dig into the government wants to dig into my pockets.
You don't, but you don't
and
have
take away.
100 million in capital gains.
How do you know?
I mean, it's you that got to live with your truth or your honesty. Be honest. It's funny. Be honest. Thank you so much, love. It's
It
you that
ain't
has to
mathing, bro.
live with your truth or your honesty. You know.
Well,
but
I mean, you want to dig into people's pocket, and you really think? Wait a minute. You really think 100 grand? You think that was the number?
100 million. It was the number. It was in the policy.
It was not. They wanted to go after the top. They didn't want to go after the 1%ers. They wanted to go after the people just below the 1%ers. The people who actually put money back in. See, I put money back in. I don't take money out.
28%, just tax regular to people who I think made either roughly over $1 million. But the unrealized capital gains tax was 100 million or more. It has to be 100 million of more. And unrealized capital gain, it had nothing. So it wasn't going to touch you.
Would it be worth like 70 million to make 100 million and get taxed on it or not get taxed on it at 30%? You would have.
Thank you so much. Thank y'all for the love. I appreciate it.
I mean, and to be honest with you, I've already started hiding money. I've already started hiding money for that reason.
Okay, so if it's not 100, if you don't have 100 million, it wasn't going to affect you.
It would raise the tax. They wanted to raise the taxing after my death on my kids.
That sounds dumb as fuck.
But they already do it now. They hit, if you have an estate, the federal government, after you've already paid tax on money that you've already paid tax on, they want to tax it at a higher ratio.
This kid's living off his second wife.
Jay, could you just shut the fuck up for like 2 seconds, please?
Yeah, people don't understand. I've got my attorneys always are working on this. I'm looking at, I want 100% of my net worth to go to my kids and my wife. Right now, it will never happen. they will get 50% of my net worth when I die.
Justin, thank you for the $2 for 2 more books for Jay to hide. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Drop some coconuts for Justin.
And I think, and let's be honest, everybody should have the right to pass on wealth. Okay, they don't want, the powers that be don't want generational wealth because their parents didn't set them up.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody wants to say, oh, well, white people set up their kids for success. Some people don't, some people do. I'm just want to give them a piece of, I just want to make sure that my kids are taken care of, because honestly, in this world, ain't nobody taking care of nobody. So I teach my kids to be selfish and dogs. They are ruthless. My sons are go-getters, and they create their own. And the problem is, you got people out here now, they want, oh, well, this person has it. Well, why can't I have it? Because they didn't create it. We're not a country of creators. We're a country of takers.
And you say you have mixed children, so your kids are black.
Yes.
So you're gonna risk their safety. It won't be nothing to leave them to if you're risking their safety before they even get an opportunity to get to it. But give me 1 second.
Why am I risking their safety?
Yeah.
How am I risking their safety?
I'm gonna explain it. I'm gonna go to Jamal really quick. I want to look up the taxes on death. But go ahead, Jamal.
Yeah. So 2 things.
What happened?
Oh, he ran.
Hold on. What? Nah. We ain't had to play this one in a long time.
She's a runner, she's a track star. She gon' run away when it gets hard.
So 2 things.
What was you about to say?
One,
Yeah.
there's a capital gains tax, which is a tax, which is what he said it was. Capital gains is on like you selling assets, buying and selling of assets. An estate tax is what he was intending to say, and that is tax on money. It is frequently called the death tax. So what he was saying didn't even make sense.
Yeah, I love money. Something he's saying ain't adding up. It's either he's lying or he's actively committing a crime and admitted to it.
Something ain't right.
Yeah, he's either lying or he's actively committing a crime. That's why I wanted to know why he was up here, so I can ask him, is he really
okay?
Net worth $1 million, and the net gain bull crap he was talking about? Something he said ain't working out.
Something's not clicking, Steven.
Yeah, it's either he's actively committing a crime and just admitted to it on TikTok, or he's not worth that $1 million. I love money. The math wasn't mathing for me.
The math wasn't mathing for me because there's a long way between 1.2 million and 100 million. Huh.
And yeah, him being
it was 99 problems in between there. Okay. Hey, Amanda.
Him being a sales rep for Dr. Pepper is not bringing in all that money. Like I said, I love money. The math wasn't mathing for me. He's lying. His capital gain is not worth $1 million, and his net worth is not worth $1 million.
Jamal put on that voice, baby, and he didn't know how to. And he's like, "Uh-oh, I'm about to get it." He was lying and coming in and crying at the same damn time. I'm hiding money right now.
Yeah, like I love money. Money is my thing.
But if he's listening, or if it was even true that you got black kids, you have a baby with her, you got a black wife, you have black children now, right? You rather put their lives in danger, just being a black man, period, and then want to amplify the police, bring back stop and frisk, as well as, removing the TPS status from the Haitians. What if they don't know? Shit, they might think you're a light-skinned Haitian. The way that they treat black people, in which you don't necessarily understand because you're not necessarily black. You rather put them in danger so you could, quote unquote, keep your not be taxed for the unrealized capital gains tax that you don't even qualify for. And then if something happened to your children, you don't even have anything to pass off to them if something happens. And the Ben Day did it. The Ben Day sent me. Okay, I ain't gonna lie. I'm clipping that. I'm clipping
Even
that.
even Ben Day was trying to correct them because Ben Day was right. Something he was saying did not add up about
Yeah.
worth $1 million and his net gain being $1 million.
Real
And 100.
Yes. If you're just getting here, let me do my mod
Yes,
response.
please.
If you're just getting here and you want a shiny new Ben Day, go ahead and click next to Jessica's name and get your daily heartbeat. If you haven't gotten that heartbeat, if you see plus and a number next to that heart, it means you have something in there that you haven't claimed, so go and claim it. Additionally, oh, is that a Ben Day? Oh, then go ahead and make sure that you are claiming your things under that heartbeat and set your live notifications. It'll give you 20 extra points, and we are able to see your messages. It puts a little heart next to your name to show what level you are on the team. In addition to that, there is a goal. Her Cash App and Venmo is at the top. So go ahead and clear that daily goal. And finally, if you're not following Jess, go follow now. Additionally, Walt holds her faith.
James, he messed up the days for me. I'm ready to take my bidet out. And I love it.
I don't think he was done. I don't
Naquan, the same thing from the other night.
Sorry, James. I thought you.
Fram taboosh. Also, long hold on Jess's face and press send. So you could share the live out. Now I'm done, Naquan.
I'm sorry, James. Hey, don't be a me. Being a me get us in trouble. Yeah, he got me ready to take my bidet out, and I love my bidet. Like
Baby, he be doing some things with that bidet, okay? That Ben Day, that been gay. Well, maybe he been gay. I don't know. Is it Pat Jeffrey? I don't know why I'm about to say Patrick or something. Oh, Price. Jeffrey, welcome to the chat. How are you? Jeffrey? Jeff? Let me help Jeff unmute. Let's go! Thank you, Amanda! Thank y'all for knocking out that goal. I appreciate you. Okay, maybe Jeff is not here. And if he wants to come up, he'll come back. Texicana, how you doing? You said you wanted to come up and say something really quick. Because I'm assuming you voted, right?
Yes, of course I voted. I used to be on here as Wilchard. I don't know if you remember me.
Yes, I do. You changed your name.
Yes. I decided let's just keep that a little separate. But yeah, I just wanted to come up here because, like many people have already said, his math wasn't mathing. He talked about the unaliving tax, the DAT. I don't know how you want to say it on here, but anyway, if you guys, if this is for anybody to know, if you have any reasonable amount of assets, you want to put those in a trust. If you want to reduce the amount that your stuff is taxed upon unaliving, you put your stuff in a trust. And anybody with $100 million is going to know that. And so and let's be, oh God. Okay, wait, I swiped away on accident.
Oh no, you're back. Oh no.
Okay.
Yeah, you back.
But anyway, and then also people with money don't brag about their money. If you've ever known somebody that has any real amount of money, they don't feel the need to tell you that they're worth $1 million. And let's be real, in this economy, what's $1 million? Not a lot.
I can spend that too. So, I already got it spent in my head already. If I come across $1 million in some investments.
Yeah, just the math didn't math. And if you're worried about what Kamala Harris's plan was, Jess, I know you know that it was after $100 million worth of capital gains. After that, you're going to get taxed different. That means you made over $100 million this year, and then you're going to get taxed more after that first $100 million. That's the actual 1%. Like, that's not most of us. Like, he's actually part of the same group as the rest of us. When we say eat the rich, we're talking about the actual rich. Like, he's not even like a snack when we talk about eat the rich, like $1 million ain't it. So anyway, just math didn't math, but I just felt like saying, like, anybody who has any real amount of assets, put it in a trust. Yeah. If you're worried about how it's going to get taxed, period.
Yeah. Make sure y'all are following, text account. Is it the same account? You just changed the name.
Yeah, it's the same account.
Okay,
So I'm
text
still
account of
on
my
his
mind. If you need
happy
any
mess.
realtor advice or help, definitely
Yeah.
reach out.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. But I gotta take my kid to karate, so that's why I said I just wanted to
Okay.
come up real quick.
Thank you
But
so
anyway,
much for coming up. I
of
appreciate
course.
you.
Yeah, you
Mhm.
take care.
You too. Y'all heard it. Y'all wealth whispers. Okay. And I ain't never had the one. I ain't. Matter of fact, I've been in a lot of lives. People have thousands of people in their lives, and never have I seen the 1% up on the panel. I just wanted to leave that there. Boombard,
Oh, brother, this guy.
1%.
did you vote? Because the
Yep.
topic tonight is why you didn't vote. Why didn't you vote?
Vote for who?
No, why didn't you vote? Period. It's to talk to people who didn't vote. And you voted, right?
Yeah, but what's wrong? We can't talk about nothing else?
What you want to talk about?
William Cooper. Did you read the book yet?
I did not. I did not read the 500-page book since yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's not my priority. Okay.
You tried the okra water yet?
No,
You gotta try that okra water.
I'm reading White Fragility at the moment.
Fragility? Life
White
fragility?
Fragility.
What's that about?
White Fragility.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
The fragility of white people.
Yeah, look into that.
Okay. So, okay. I gotta go check on my bid day, and we'll work tonight. We want to really try to get the people in here who did not vote and have a conversation with them. So I'm gonna drop you down. Okay.
All right, peace and love. You have a good night.
You too.
I think that Ben Day worked from both ends. I believe that Ben Day works. That Ben Day worked from
Hey,
both ends.
I just want to say here to everybody on YouTube, Carla and Imperial, how y'all doing? Thank y'all so much for being here. Welcome. And Shaquille, how you doing? Let me help you turn your mic on.
I had to figure out how to unmute.
No
All
worries.
right.
I think I got
What's up? How you
makeup in
doing?
here. I'm doing amazing. Why you didn't vote?
I think it was like two major reasons. One was like her campaign. I didn't think Kamala's campaign. I'm like far left, and I don't think Kamala's campaign was like far enough left for me to be enthused to vote, which was a problem for me. It was kind of pissing me off when she was being asked certain questions that I thought was like a layup for everyone on the left, especially as me one a populist. I wanted a populist, but somebody a lot more left than what she was doing. I didn't like her answers on Israel. I kind of hate Israel, so I kind of wanted her to be a little more far left on them. But that was like, I wasn't that enthused about her in the beginning.
What else
Second
did you
part,
what 1 second if you don't mind. How far left, like what type of policies would you have liked to see that it would be farther left?
kind of like what Mama Donnie is doing
Like what?
in New York City. I
What,
kind of like that, like far
what
left socialist stuff.
no, like what policy did
I
or
want taxes on people, not even 100, like
damn, and you your phone said,
like
what the hell? You keep going in and out.
I think to be a
Oh, hello?
It's that Trump cell phone.
yeah, it's the Trump phone. I think my phone was trying to connect to Wi-Fi, but
MAGA Mobile.
I thought this was a real important election, especially with the tax code being rewritten with this election, and she just wasn't. Sorry, what's going on?
No, you said that Mondami. Like, what did Mondami do that you liked?
He's really big on transportation. He's big on rent control. New York doesn't have a real like zoning problems with housing, but when she did speak on housing, she just said she would make it more affordable. I didn't really get where she was going with it.
Well, you know, if
The
we
last time she was kind of.
well, let me take my notes down because go ahead. You said you didn't see
I mean, these
how.
are just off the top of the head. But last time she was running, she spoke a lot on teacher salary, and this time she didn't say anything. I thought that's a big deal to me too. I think teachers should be paid a lot more than what they are paid, and she didn't speak on it once. She knew that Biden was super unpopular, and when they asked what would you do different, she didn't say anything. She said I wouldn't do anything different. So I thought that was a problem. It's just like, come on, Kamala. I just thought it was a bad campaign.
Okay, so you said that make housing more affordable, when which he talked about going after the people who are price gouging on the houses, and raising the rent control, and obviously they're buying up all the property. So also too, building 3 million new homes would help, with the price of housing as well, because there would be a higher supply, right? So that was going to help with affordable housing.
But I think zoning is a bigger deal than building more housing. You can build more houses in the suburb, but the suburbs create problems for literally everyone. They make energy less efficient. They
So she didn't say which zones
run
that
up,
she would put them in. I think it would be kind of hard to get into
well,
the zoning in 100 days of an election, right?
zoning. I will. Well, just I didn't know what her plan.
Oh, your phone said stop. We can't. No, your phone says stop. We cannot hear you.
I'm in front of my apartment, so I'm outside.
Hey, Jeffrey. I don't know if you could come off mute. We had you up, but we couldn't get you to speak. But please feel free to request back up.
Is that any better?
At the moment,
Is that any better?
yes. That was the ancestors. I'm fucking hollering.
Well, yeah, that's pretty much what I was. I mean, I get the jeers, but you're kind of asking why I didn't vote, and then when I say why, it kind of sounds like there's a negative context towards it.
No,
But that's just why I didn't vote. But the
I'm
second part, I live in DC.
when I was reading the comments too, I'm saying like a lot of people didn't vote because I don't know if it's the TikTok or the news, but they seem to be uninformed. And the fact that you said that she didn't about affordable housing, when she talked about housing, she talked about even building the housing, which is going to help, and she even talked about going after the corporations who are pretty much trying to monopolize and price gouging together. She's talked about going after them,
Oh
which
yeah.
will make housing more affordable as well. So I don't see how that could be a reason, or maybe you didn't know that.
Well, when I heard her speak, when I listened to, because I went to her rally in DC,
Mm-hmm.
when I went to her rallies and I listened to her interviews, it just didn't sound compelling to me. It sounded centrist, honestly, and especially her speak on having both sides at the table. I hate that. I hate that Democrats want to have both sides at the table, especially when the other side goes extreme every time they do get into the White House.
I mean, well,
So
we
having
have
them at
to
the table
have both
doesn't
sides at the
move it.
table because
No, you
we
don't.
have to work
They
with
don't
them.
do that now.
If we don't really have power of the House and the Senate, and sometimes we need to pass things, we may need votes from the other side.
When
And if
you
you
get votes from an extremist, you just get to the center, which is not what I would vote for.
okay, and did you like anything that she was doing?
Like I said, I like before she spoke on teacher salary. I don't know if she was gonna get back into it later, or maybe that wasn't a big deal to her. I am pro-abortion, pro-choice at least. I kind of like that, but she spoke a little too much on that for me.
So you want her
Again,
to
I'm
be
not
perfect.
against her. No, that's not what I said. Like I said, I wasn't against her. I just wasn't enthused to go out and vote. And then besides, the second point was I live in DC. My vote is really not that important, honestly.
What if everybody in DC starts saying my vote is really not that important, and then they just stop voting, and then
I know that's a very extreme. What you just said is very extreme.
No, it's not very
Like,
extreme because you think
if I
about
were to
the.
live in a swing state, yes, I would have to vote. My vote counts a lot more because I wasn't that enthused. It's like I live in DC. I'm not. What am I? What is my vote about it?
What
She's
about
going to.
times where some states have went purple or blue and they used to be red, and that all
I
stemmed
don't
from
live in some
people
states. I live in
thinking
DC.
that maybe my vote doesn't count.
I live in DC. That's what I'm saying. I'm using my unique situation. When I lived in Virginia, yes, I was more compelled to vote.
So will you
These
be
aren't excuses.
voting in the midterms? You think that matters either?
The vote, yeah, the midterm vote, of course it counts.
So, would you be voting in?
Yes.
Does your candidate have to be perfect?
No, they have to have my views. They have to align to my views.
And if they don't, you won't vote for them?
I won't be
What if
compelled.
none of them align with your views?
Then I won't be compelled to vote for them. And then they should change their views to accommodate people like me. I think so.
But what if you're one of the few? So should they
Then I
accommodate?
think you're going to open up the door for Democrats to be lazy and be centrist, and they're going to keep not aligning to what people actually want. They're
And
just
what's
going
the
to be
most important view that you're looking for in your candidate in the midterms?
like I said, far left, socialism, Medicare for all. I would like lower taxes. I would like no taxes on teachers. I would like building more urbanized communities. I would like better transportation, high-speed rail. I would like stuff like that.
And before I pass it off to James, are you happy with what's going on now?
No.
But do you think like that's what you get for not doing what you want?
No, because like I said, if I did vote, he would still be in office. I live in DC. It wouldn't have mattered.
Jamal, I want to pass it off to you.
Yeah, I think when we make perfect the enemy of good, we end up with situations like we have right now, right? We have a situation where they control every branch of government and are terrorizing people. And we continue to make perfect the enemy of good. If you don't do it, it is political extortion. It is, I find it interesting that people that voted for Joe Biden didn't vote for Kamala Harris, and they use the specter of Israel as the tool to say, oh, well, she didn't do enough about Israel. Meanwhile, 40 something white men and one black man have not been able to fix the issues in the Middle East, but you want the black woman that doesn't occupy the Oval Office to do it before she even gets in. I think that there's something different when I hear black men talking about what she should have done differently, particularly when I haven't seen those same expectations laid upon white or black men. And I think that there's something to be said about the patriarchy and how it has convoluted people's minds around what expectations they put upon particularly black women.
Well, I think I understand what you're saying, and I do agree with that. But I think when you're voting, you're not voting for what they've done or what they plan to do. She said explicitly she wouldn't do anything different than what Joe Biden did. So I'm not talking about whether a black woman and putting pressure on her. I know what you said, and I know what to expect once you're in office. And my views I'm not that reliant on the Israel thing. I get what you're saying, but I don't think people had that. People have a vision to like where they want the country to go. And if you don't align to that, why would they be compelled to vote? I'm tired of just voting against the lesser of two evils.
Yeah, I think the feedback is the same. I appreciate you offering perspective surrounding the feedback that you offered previously, but nonetheless, or however, the point is still the same. You didn't get tired of it until it was a black woman. And I think that's the point that I'm making. I think that it is easy to abandon everybody else in that moment. And to your point, right? Like you live in the district. I used to live in the district. I get it. I think that other people had the same mindset as you, and it cost us and people. So that I say this, and I mean no disrespect, and I will say I fully support the people of Gaza, but the people in Gaza are in no better shape than they were when Biden was in office.
I agree.
What is happening though is immigrants are under attack. People that have migrated to this country for a better life are under under attack from people that put Bible verses in their bios while perpetuating some of the worst harms we've seen on the face of the planet since the Nazis, the Schnazis. And on top of that, you have 1.5 million people, according to estimates, that were unalive on the continent of Africa because they no longer have access to HIV/AIDS antiretroviral drugs due to the shuttering of USAID. Though I hear you, my brother, my pushback would be, thank God Martin Luther King didn't say, unless I get everything that I want, I'm going to do nothing. Thank God Rosa Parks didn't say, unless every single bus in the country is integrated, I'm not going to sit down and say no. Because if they had that mindset, if they did not conceptualize pragmatism, we would be fucked worse than we are right now.
I think I understand where you're coming from, but I think you're kind of arguing a straw man at this point. Like I'm not saying I disagree with any of that. I'm telling you that question is, why did you not vote? I gave my reasons, and you're kind of pigeonholing me into one view, but I gave a lot of reasons why not. And I get that people think that way, but I don't think it's necessarily bad. It worked for Republicans. They were tired of the same things that Democrats are tired of, so they wanted someone that's far in their views.
My God!
They don't want anybody to, be centrist. Centrists lose. They lose out because you can't compel everyone. There are a lot of people like me that believe everyone should live a life of decency. Martin Luther King was a democratic socialist, and he wouldn't have agreed with some of the points that she was making. I think we're moving away from 1965, 64. We're moving away from those views in the Black community to where we're just allowing them to give us the bare minimum, and we have to vote for them because they're Democrat. And I don't want to be that person that says they're gonna have to earn my vote, but there are going to be reasons why I'm going to be compelled to vote. And I don't think she did that.
Yeah, just for a couple, just to be clear, there was no oversimplification of your decision. So that would be the definition of a straw man fallacy of logic. I didn't oversimplify what you said. What I suggested, I didn't say you. I spoke in general. Thoughts and the logic that you offered as justification, right? Because if we're going to invoke Dr. King, I'd remind you that he went and sat in the office with Lyndon B. Johnson, who was flinging around the N-word left and right and told Black people, though we don't and cannot get everything we want, we have to have clarity of mind in this election and in the elections that we are facing. And so let's not invoke Dr. King as if he did not go sit in a room with racists and bigots to negotiate, right? Like that's not what happened. I think that what I'm suggesting to you in the greater scheme of the argument, so set yourself aside, let's not center you for a second. I think that several people had the thought that you had. The point that I'm making counter or in juxtaposition to what you said is that the facts of the matter and the historical record speaks for itself when it comes to pragmatism in the civil rights movement in this country, one of the most successful in the world. Black people in this country had a formula for success, and it wasn't by digging our heels in and saying, if I can't get everything, then nobody gets nothing. That I think is dangerous. And it is being borne out right now because 80 million Americans stayed home and nobody is better because of it. So you are welcome. You are entitled to do and have done what you wanted to do. What I'm offering as an antithesis to that is that there's something fundamentally flawed about the argument on its face. I hope that clarifies for you. So don't feel hit. Okay.
No, I don't feel hit, but I feel like I gave my reasons, and your response could only be to my reasons in that situation. So I don't feel like
I think, Mensura, some of the reasons you gave, either you said that she didn't do anything from Biden, want to do anything different from Biden.
This is from her interview with
right.
ABC.
They asked her what she have changed, did anything different from what Biden did in the past, right? And I think it's important not only that we look cohesive, because it's not like she's just a running candidate. She's also was the active vice president, who still has a boss, who still has to be on the same front as him. I don't think throwing the president under the bus while being the vice president after his endorsement and us needing to be on one front would even be a good idea. She also stated that her presidency will not be a repeat of Biden's presidency. So I'm not going to throw him on the bus and say I would have did this different, that's different, because we don't know what that would have happened. And I'm still going to support you in that way as the vice president, because I know a lot of things that's going on that a lot of people aren't privy to and can't say. But I can tell you that my presidency in the future will not be his, which he said in the same interview. You talked about the housing, more affordable housing. She did talk about more affordable housing and how she, in a few ways, that she would make sure that we had more affordable housing. So that's probably why James doesn't understand those reasons, because they're null and void. She did talk about that. So that's why I was asking too, like, what is Mondami doing other than what Kamala Harris said that she would do? Like,
I mean, as a mayor, what he can do, I think he's doing as far as left as he can be. And I like how he speaks on Israel. I like how he speaks about transportation in the city, how it should be free for everyone, and how he wants a future of. I just have those same views. I don't think my Democratic views line up with Kamala's to make me compelled to go out and vote. It's not that I disagree with her on the major topics of the Democratic Party. Yes, I agree. I agree about, you're going to speak on abortion. She was pretty moderate and almost right on the border. Like, she wasn't going to do it as inhumane, but that was a bipartisan issue that both of them kind of seemed to have the same view, but Donald Trump is just far right.
Which even shows that they would work with her if Donald Trump wasn't intervening, meaning that if we could have got her in office, they would have worked with her. It wouldn't have been as extreme as he is demanding them to be, like the bribes, the threatening of their positions. Like, he is strong arming them into extremism, right? In which it's been proven that they would have worked with her on what is humane beforehand, because it was even written by a Republican, and I read it and it was pretty good. I think like the last one they did was like the best they can get.
The last what?
The last border bill, the bipartisan
the
border
last
bill.
bipartisan border bill. I agree with what they were doing, what that was written, and what Trump got them to vote against. Yeah, I don't know if I agree. I'm indifferent to that. It's not a big concern of mine.
Do you feel like free transportation is more important than pro-choice?
I think the progression of transportation to me is more important than
like if you had to address one issue, like we're having a whatever, and you can only address one issue or fix one, would you rather fix free transportation or pro-choice? Allow women to be able to
I
have
would progress transportation.
Okay, that's a lot. And Nicole had a question, and then I'm gonna bring Tam into the conversation too. Go ahead, Nicole.
Transportation is not an issue in New York because most people that live in New York actually does not pay transportation. I know this because I live in New York, so that's not a major issue.
Okay.
The issue is that it's not enough buses. It's not enough buses. That's the issue. It's nothing to do with the fares and anything like that. It's not enough buses. But you keep bringing up Israel. Let me ask you a question. Can you tell me about Congo or Haiti right now?
Yeah, and I'm not going to. I get what you're. Yeah, it's about to be a trap, but
it's not a trap.
It's not a trap if you know, right?
My opinion on Israel is what our military dollars are occupying and what we allow because in the name of pretty much surveillance in the Middle East. That is my opinion on Israel. It's not based on being black in Africa and Congo. I get it. I do have opinions on those too, but I'm not going to allow you to connect those two because the issue with the vote was Israel. The vote didn't depend on Congo.
What do you? What is your opinion on?
Yeah, wait, hold on.
Okay, my bad. Go ahead, Naquan.
Why didn't the vote depend on Congo or Haiti, where black and brown people
What were both of their views on those? What would either of them change?
What you mean? Why would they change? What would you say?
Either of them change in the Congo or in?
Because fun fact, it stopped in the Congo when President Obama was in office because he froze the person money that was actually actively committing that G-side. Okay. And guess what happened when Trump got in office? He unfroze that money.
And what was Kamala's plan?
Also, we're actively taking a part in the stuff that's going on in Haiti and so many other black countries. The U.S. is playing a part in that, but your only issue is Israel.
No, that's not my own. I gave all of my issues. That wasn't my only issue.
If I could just jump in really quick, just one second, Juan. Here's Shaquille. I appreciate that you're having this conversation in good faith. I really do. I think my push for you, Shaquille, is when you're asked about Congo specifically, and you say my issue with Israel is what they have done militarily, surveillance, and all of that stuff, resources, etc. I find it interesting, right, that you don't say immediately Gertler, who is an Israeli billionaire who has extracted billions, $1.3 billion in revenue from the people of Congo, that their weapons, that Israeli weapons have landed in that country and destabilized it. And so I think when people ask a question, like, I hear you, I agree with your position on our funding of Israel and the way that that funding is disproportionately impacting their neighbors. But I think that we also have to be clear that global anti-Blackness blinds us from being able to say very clearly that they have had a hand in destabilizing places like the Congo through their intermediaries, through billionaires that live there, etc. Right? And so I just push a little and say, like, I hear you, and we have a responsibility to ensure that we're engaging in and seeing the world through the critical lens of global anti-Blackness and saying, this is interesting. I think the other thing is, like, coming up on a panel and saying your position is going to gain you pushback. And that pushback, at least in this space and spaces that I'm in, that I frequent, is never because we're trying to create or generate harm, but rather to have the conversation because the conversation is necessary, right? So
I want the conversation, but I know that I'm not as knowledgeable about that situation. So if the conversation moves to that situation, you're just going to trap me in one of those, well, that's funny. You know that Obama froze, like, no, I didn't. Like, I don't know that. And I don't know what Kamala was going to do different. I can't move to that conversation.
That's my issue.
Hold on 1 second. And I just want to say that in this space in which I've said about myself, I don't know everything. And I'm not afraid to say I don't know something. And I don't, and sometimes, and we're not perfect. So we're not going to always be right. And sometimes we're wrong. And it's okay to say, oh, okay, my apologies. I was wrong about that. And that's okay. So when he even asked, do you know about Congo and Haiti? Instead of saying, yeah, like, you can be honest and say, I'm not as familiar or as well versed on those two particular situations. I do know things are going on, but I'm not well versed. And that could be
I think it's a different wording of the same thing I said. I said, I'm not going to move the conversation.
No, you said, yes, I do. You said, but I'm not going to get into it.
I know what's going on overall, but I don't have the inner workings enough for you to say some fun fact and I have no response.
Okay. Respect that. That's what I respect that. Before I bring Tim in and see if you got it as well, when, because Israel is important to you, and I get it. Okay. We all do. Do you think that Kamala Harris or Donald Trump would have been better for Israel? Like, or who do you think is better for or worse for Israel, for that matter?
I don't think that either of them would have done anything different. I think if she would have done, I think if the same thing would have been happening right now, she would have spoke about it better. She would have had more diplomacy, but I think the same thing. Netanyahu doesn't have to listen to us. He's proven that time and time again.
So even with him saying, I would give them more money and tell them to finish the job, and her saying, I'm looking for a two-state solution, you still
There
think
is no two-state solution. That's what it wouldn't end like that.
I mean, I guess we would never know, right?
Israelis themselves don't want a two-state solution.
Do you right? And then she would have leverage to withhold funds until we come to a solution. But you don't have that leverage now. And I'm asking, you're a black man, right?
I am.
You have a black mother?
Yes.
Can you tell her what to do?
No.
Okay. And we've never had a black woman president. And what I do know is when a black woman wants to do something and she has the power behind her as well, she'll do it when she ain't got the power behind her. You're not gonna tell her what to do. She's gonna do what she planned to do. And I have faith in black women like that. So let me just bring Tam in really quick. Tam, how are you?
Wait, can I say one last thing? Look up the slave trade that the U.S. is actively taking part in right now. That could have been put to an end.
When?
It's happening right now. We're actively involved with other countries and part of a slave trade right now. That's be my biggest issue.
When did that start?
I'm not gonna inform you anymore, but that's
Dan, do
my
you know
biggest-
more on that? Dan
I
said
just want to know
Libya
when it began.
because I didn't know.
That's my biggest issue.
Okay.
Everybody, I'm all for Palestine, yes, but nobody talks about the black countries that are actively being attacked and the U.S. is taking part of.
What year did it begin? What countries? I can't just Google black slave trade. It's gonna bring me back to.
Okay, I want to bring Tam in. Dan knows, more, and he's really good at just giving out the information or tell you where to start, so we can all be aware. Tam, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are y'all doing today?
Amazing. Did you vote?
So I did not. And I know that a lot of people are probably not going to like my answer, but it's because of the Electoral College. I live in Utah, and I heard Mr. James mention that 80,000 people stayed home and didn't vote.
80 million.
And even if 80 million, I apologize.
That would make a big difference.
That did make a big difference. I heard 80,000. I was going to say, even if all 80,000 of those people lived in Utah, which is where I live, it still would have gone red. So that is a major reason why I didn't vote. I vote in my locals. I vote for Congress, Senate. But when it comes to the presidency, a lot of the time I do abstain from voting because I do recognize that Utah is a long way from going blue right now.
You do know when you could have went to go vote, you also could have voted. Did you vote locally this election?
I did, yes.
So you could have just hit the button, even if? You could. So you went either on November 5th or prior to that in 2024, correct?
Yes.
To vote for your senator, your representative, and your locals, correct?
Yes.
And you left the president button blank?
I did.
Like you're already there.
I know. I recognize that until my state gets their affairs in order and people in my state, because of how red it is, and I'm not BLK by any means, you can see by my photo, but I am a poor, masculine lesbian.
And is your senator Republican?
He is. Yes.
Is your representative Republican?
Let's see. Yes, but
so why did you even vote for them if you know you're in a red state? Like, why even you wasted your time with them?
I don't know. I just sometimes I hope that.
Why can't we have that same hope for the president?
I think it's because I've lived all over my state, like literally in the entire state. And I just know how the people are here, and I know what's going to happen. And a lot of the senators, I mean, in the county I'm in right now, we're doing great. We've got a Democratic mayor for like the first time. It's crazy. We're loving it.
For the first time, which means enough people believe that if I continue to vote or I continue to advocate or I continue to have the conversation, it can change.
Right. And that is very true. But like I said, at the same time, like I'm a firm believer in popular vote. It's one of the reasons why I do vote for senators, House representatives, Congress people, mayors, because that is off of a popular vote. But with the Electoral College, with the presidency, the popular vote doesn't matter. Like if you look at across Trump's elections, he has lost the popular vote and won the election because he hits those major states. And until we get rid of the Electoral College, it's just going to continue to leave our voices unheard.
But you didn't even speak your voice, so we wouldn't even know if you were talking.
That's true. That's true. And I, like I said, I do in the local because it is popular vote, and I am seeing. Well, that's not true. I was hoping to see a little bit of a swing, especially with the immigration thing and the women's rights. I was hoping to see a little bit of a swing from my state, and they actually went the other way and were more pro Republican than they were the election before. And it's just, you know what it is it's discouraging at the end of the day. Like, when you live in a state that is so against everything that you are and the people that you love are, it gets discouraging and you start to give up hope.
And I get, getting discouraged and wanting to give up hope. And but if the people you love are worth fighting for, we can't stop. And as a mass presenting lesbian woman, are your pronouns her, she, they, she, her?
They are. She, her,
Um,
yes.
how do you feel in the climate that we are in now, concerning the fact that now we have Trump?
Um, I mean, I was concerned before he was even elected.
Right? I mean, are
Um,
you at that same level of concern?
oh, definitely. I'm less so for myself and more so for the people that I care about. I have a lot of BLK friends. I have a lot of immigrant friends. If I'm being super honest, I stray away from YT people as much as I can and try to stick with minorities because they tend to be a lot more accepting of people who are different.
If they're your
Um,
true friends, you didn't. Why wouldn't you even try for them? Like, even if you knew he was going to win, you would still even look better just for trying. Like, you wouldn't even try for them, and that could be, a sign of letting them down. Like, maybe it's a self evaluation. Like, are you really their friend? Are you with them just because they accept you and white people don't? Or are you really a friend
no,
to them?
no, I am absolutely really a friend to them. I am a huge advocate. I don't believe that anybody is illegal. I go to rallies, I go to protests. Um, I literally the other day they announced that our county has officially signed an agreement with ICE, and I immediately reached out to everybody that I know, and I was like, "Hey, man, keep your head down. Be careful. This happened." Like I do what I can on the level that I can do it, but I also recognize w- that there are a lot of things in our country that are designed. Sorry, my voice cracked there.
So
That
if
are
they deport
designed.
all your, if they mistake your black friends for Haitians and deport all your immigrant friends, who will you hang? Who will you hang with?
I'll probably try to go where they went. No, um, and that's a valid point, and it, it's not that I'm not proud of it. I'm not proud that I didn't vote, but I'm also not necessarily ashamed of it either. Like, in a way,
Do your friends know you didn't
uh,
vote?
they do, and a lot of my friends also did not vote.
So y'all pulling each other
So,
down.
yeah,
Taylor,
if you
thank you
yeah,
for
you could
the
see it that way.
$9 that said, "Can you name two black friends?" Drop some coconuts for Taylor in the chat, y'all, and thank you for putting it on an even number. If you guys go ahead and give me a follow if you're not done. So please tap the screen. I see we are at 114. Let's get to 150K likes. Again, these conversations are very much needed because it's important to, invoke critical thinking, to help each other, to lift each other up, to see why people didn't vote, and see how we can change this come the midterms, come on the next presidential election, if there is one. um Again, we have a gift goal that I am going to pin down here, and always the best way to support the live is via Cash App or Venmo. We have 300 left in tonight's goal, and I thank you for everybody um for donating, for showing your love and support. I appreciate it.
On my job.
You said what? Okay. Give me 1 second, Tam. Dan, welcome to the live. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. It's already dark over here on the East Coast, so I'm probably gonna be running off and making some dinner again.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, what did brisket do? Okay.
No brisket this time though, just pizza, just frozen pizza today, because I'm staying up late. So yeah, just to give for those of you who don't know, let me just flip my phone around here. There's a website if you go to ebsco.com and look at research starters, history, migrant slave trade in Libya. It goes into a review of how Libya, after Gaddafi was ousted in 2011, has devolved into a migrant slave trade that the EU and the United States is currently complicit in as well. It has all of the resources down here to read more about it if you want to catch up on it as well. And there's still news sources out there, though a lot of them are still kind of out of date. There hasn't been as much attention on it because Brazza and Congo have been Congo has taken up a lot of the news. And yeah, I mean that's the quick stuff on that. I do want to talk to I think it was Shaquille real quick because I heard what he said. The thing is, I'm also very left in my politics.
I'm sorry.
I,
Thank you.
You're good. You're good.
Oh, that's
You're
so
good.
cute. Okay, my bad.
You're good. You're good. Listen, I was an educator. I've been an educator for 6 years. I went to grad school for my master's in history. My politics are very left leaning. I am also very critical of both the Biden administration, the Trump administration, and the Obama administration. And I was critical of some of Kamala Harris's stances, but not because of her, but because of what the Democratic Party stance has been. And I still voted for Harris because at the end of the day, when it comes to political systems, if you vote to not engage in the political process, you are surrendering your power to the state. And that state is not going to act in your best interest normally. If you don't utilize the political power you have, either through organizations, through voting, or through other systems, you are surrendering your rights to a system that does not care about them as well. And I totally get that. If there's one thing you should learn from history is that a lot of people who were communist, Marxist, socialist very much gave into pragmatism. In the 1930s, Joseph Stalin very much said, at first being against elections, told all the communist parties of Europe to start forming what were called popular fronts, where they would form with the liberal parties and the left wing and the central parties to prevent the rise of fascist groups in Europe. Worked in Germany for a bit until the 1930s, and that's the collapse because of the Great Depression. And listen, I'm also very aware of what's going on in the Congo, what's going on with Ethiopia, Eritrea, which are recent as well, and Libya and Gaza and so many other places around the world. I mean, listen, in the United States, we actually still have essentially still have slavery in the meatpacking industry that you can go read about migrant slave workers here as well. So I get that perspective of choosing to stay home, but by choosing to not engage in the political process, you are surrendering that power that Black men, Black women that fought and died in the Civil War for, and that right extends to everybody. And this is something I keep trying to stress in my history lectures or classes or videos. I try to do that as well, is that the most progressive people in the world that have always stood by human rights are Black men and Black women. Statistically speaking, they've always stood by them. And we've always gained when Black men and Black women have fought and stood on business for rights. And you can see this throughout history as well. And honestly, and the sad part is, Jessica and Jamal, I'm not trying to bury the lead here, and I don't think I do disagree with me on this. The ultimate reason why Kamala Harris lost was because she was an educated Black woman, and that's just the long and short of it. If you put Gavin Newsom up there, he wins in a landslide. You put any person looking like this, the present this man is probably going to win as well. I'm gonna land my plane. I'm sorry. I'm gonna land my plane. Hey, listen, I'm a historian.
But even the best part of it was that last thing. The truest part was the last thing you just said. It's like she had to be perfect. Like respectfully, because transportation over women's rights, we can get to transportation. I'll come pick you up. Like,
Yes, if I may.
yes, of
May
course.
I?
Go ahead. Of course.
Well, thank you, my love. I,
Hmm.
I, I agree with what Dan said. Dan, one push for you. And I like you a whole lot. I want to invite you not to invoke Black history when talking to Black people about the necessity of them voting because it comes across very, very inappropriate. At least it did to me. I think Black people are very well aware of the history of our people in this country. So I'm gonna push you in that regard. But I agree with everything else you said.
Yeah, I apologize for that. I I'm aware of I'm aware of the lot in community environment I'm in. I was mostly just speaking from trying to speak to anybody who is white T who's watching. So I'm sorry about that. I didn't mean to take that perspective.
And two, I guess I'm probably giving both of y'all a little bit of pushback. Shaquille, how old are you?
32.
Oh, well, never mind. But in the younger generations, my sister is a teacher too. In some of these schools, they're pulling out slavery. They're saying it as a choice. Some of these schools don't have to teach slavery. Some of the children are not getting the history that we very much well know, you know, which is sad. They're just listening to TikToks, they're listening to the videos, the some of the rap music that's been pushed. So I will say in that, to just to Dan's point, that some of these young ones do not know. And what this election has shown me in having these conversations is that what I think is normal and that we all should know is not what they know. I've come across a lot of dummies, but I've also come across a lot of ignorance. And I say that in a respectful way, like they don't know. Like maybe say, we used to be slaves. They don't, but they don't have the details. They was like, no, it was a choice. You have Kanye West telling people slavery was a choice. And
Oh,
people jumping on it. So but 32, yeah, but that's what's really disappointing.
did you just ask that man how old he was, thinking he was gonna say 23? And they said, "Oh, never mind."
I thought
And
maybe
listen,
he was trying to get a Ben-Day, you know what I mean?
and listen. Okay, all right. And this is my quick 2 second. Make sure y'all tap at the screen, get your daily heart needs. Make sure you're gifting the host. Make sure you're gifting everybody up here. And here's my. I know y'all gonna jump down my throat, but I'm gonna say this because I see the people commenting. I love Dan. Dan is always welcome on our panels. He is a wonderful, wonderful soul. And Dan also doesn't have a Ben Day yet. We will we will get Dan a Ben Day here shortly.
I got the B day. I got the B day. I got the OG model. I haven't upgraded yet to the Ben day. Listen, I'm honest. Listen, my net worth is a half meal without a toy. Like I'll upgrade eventually. That's my net worth at this point.
So yeah, I just want to say, like, it's nothing but love for Dan. Why I do that when I'm on panels is simply because I think that that's how you create without saying anything.
Mhm.
And I don't think this is what Dan was trying to do, but I think it gives other people like the Madeline Pendletons of the world the thought that they can do that, and they do it only to wield it against Black people. And so I do it every panel. It's all love for Dan. I don't think Dan is like any of those people whatsoever.
Facts. No, we
Yeah,
appreciate it.
and like I said, if I articulate something poorly, please just call me out. Like I said, I mostly am trying to stress it as a historical fact, not as a weapon to bludgeon Black and brown BIPOC people at all. Like not at all. I'm just mostly stressing that this historical fact
Mhm.
it's just true. It's just true, and
Mhm.
it can't be it can't be all on Kamala to be perfect to get a Black woman in office who's
Mhm.
more qualified than a felon. It just can't be just on like
Fake ass
Black
policies. It
Americans, Black
can't be
Americans.
any clearer,
Exactly.
right? It
Yeah.
can't be any clearer. And I seen something today. It's off topic, on topic. Donald Trump, him and the girls are backfighting a little bit. They tit for tat and they slapping each other right now. And he said that, Elon Musk is trying to do a third party, but the system is against it. That's never worked in the United States before. But I'm like, he of all people should know we've never had a felon before. We've never had a rapist be our president. So anything could happen. Tell him don't underestimate Elon. And I'm not for Elon, that's for sure. But he got you in office, so I'm just saying. But yeah. Whew. I think Naquan had a video for you too as well. I think
Yeah, I saw that.
he like, go fuck.
I kind of looked at it and looked into it, but it's like I would think, why wouldn't that anger y'all about Kamala when she was vice president? She didn't stop it.
Do you know what the duties of the vice president is?
Doesn't matter. Why would she be behind someone that didn't stop it?
Okay, well, you had expected her to quit her job?
What would she have done different?
What do you want? What would you want her to do?
Speak about it then. Educate people on it.
So you want her to go against her president or her boss?
Educating people on it. What would have been going against him? Is he supportive of it?
Do you think geopolitical situations operate like that? Do you think it's a light switch that we flip? That there are treaties and other things that require the assent and consent of Congress.
I think opinions and discussions on geopolitical affairs happen overnight. Yes, they do. They come up because you bring it up.
Hey, James, saying they can't hear you.
I got it. That was me. I thought I was muting my mic, but I accidentally muted you guys. Even though I could hear y'all, they couldn't. My bad. My apologies, y'all.
Not you trying to silence me over here. Like
I would never trump you, okay?
No,
Try to take away your First Amendment.
No, I think the thing is, you brought up Israel.
Yes.
You brought up Israel. Someone offered you a tangential point that was a blind spot for you, and rather than accept that as learning, you didn't. You once again, I'd go back to this part about misogynoir, this part about the patriarchy, and how we expected too much of Kamala Harris when we don't expect it from other people. We never expect it from men. We have never done that. People chose this election to say, you know what? On this one, I've gone and voted for the old white man before. I've even voted for the black man. But when it comes time for the black woman, let me go on ahead and be willfully obtuse and act like I demanded any change from them. If you were concerned about Palestine, they have been unaliving people there for at least 100 years. And so it is an intellectually lazy argument to make that she didn't do enough when I don't see people knocking down the doors of Congress people demanding the same thing. And so, yeah, why she didn't do anything is the same reason why some of us didn't learn what the duties of the vice president were in high school.
It doesn't matter about duties. I said speaking on it. You're running for president. You don't have, there was no duty at that point but to discuss it.
I'm going to push back because you wouldn't know that because you did not follow her along the time that she was VP. She went overseas and actually visited these countries. But here go the video for you right here. Like she went overseas and she visited these countries. She met with the leaders.
On the Italian government to reinforce Libya's coast guard. It's helped cut the number of migrants arriving in Italy to under 22,000 in the last 3 months. It's the lowest total for 4 years. But people trafficking networks in Libya continue to flourish because of government chaos as rival groups battle for power. These Ivorians, repatriated to the Ivory Coast from Libya, say they risk being sold into slavery. They sell Africans over there in Libya. They sell men. Even 15-year-old Libyans are there in a car. They're armed. They'll come and kidnap you, and they'll sell you for $70 to $150. And then others
You
will
got
resell
little
you.
boys.
As soon as you arrive in Libya, the first thing that happens is that you are taken away and sold. Our black brothers from West Africa, wherever you are from, a Malian, a Senegalese, or any other nationality from the West, even an Ivorian,
You get the picture, but yes, you get the picture. But yes, she went and visited places like Africa and all of these other places.
And I think that's reprehensible. I think what's going over there is, based on that video, is reprehensible.
But she went over there. She went over to Africa and places like that to find out how can she help out as VP. But you wouldn't know that because you did not look into the stuff she was doing. You just want to get on here and say, why didn't she speak out about it? If you'd have followed what she was doing, you'd have known that she was actively going over there and speaking to the leaders over there to find out how can we help out. That is my problem with protest votes.
Thank you, Naquan. I appreciate
Again,
it.
that wasn't a discussion of the president, like of the candidacy. That wasn't a part of it. So what? I don't get the point. I get that. Yeah, I get that it's reprehensible. I get that Trump doesn't want to do anything for them, but I don't see what she did do for them. Going over there and just talking about it.
Chica, I think that the issue is, I don't think there's like she spoke on it. I think, like James said, that you had raised the point about Israel, and it was like, well, you're ready to take a stand on Israel, but maybe not Libya, maybe not Congo, maybe not, or Senegal, Sudan, or anything else that's going on. But they are so important to you here in America, that you would not want to vote for Kamala Harris, or not vote at all in that matter. Not even that she spoke on it, but like that's the thing that got you, because there are a lot of things like this that are happening. But why this one?
Yeah, if it's okay, Jess, like I said, I can just come up here 1 minute and then I'll drop. But Shaquille,
No,
I've been
sis, I'm gonna drop because I gotta walk the dogs.
Okay, yeah, because he said, "Get your ass out here and get off that phone."
Again, I've been advocating for Palestine for 2 years. I've been talking to people on the ground pretty much daily. Nobody over there thought that Trump was going to be a good option for them. Nobody in Gaza told anyone to not vote for Harris. Here's the thing, right? During Trump's last presidency, he implemented a Muslim ban, for one. For two, he also gave Jerusalem to Israel as the capital, which made things exponentially worse for the Palestinians. And three, by allowing Trump to win the presidency, by allowing for him to be in office, we are now in a crisis here in America. A lot of the people that could spend their entire day speaking up for Palestine are now having to advocate for themselves, for their own rights, because we can't help another community if we are in danger ourselves. Now, I've also been somebody that's been speaking up for Sudan and for Congo and for Libya and for Cameroon. Like, it is hard to advocate for a lot of places, but for you to make a decision that was going to impact all of America based on Palestine, it was the wrong decision.
No, I gave my points in the beginning. I didn't base my points.
No, I know, but you did highlight Palestine, right? And then one more thing, maybe she didn't speak in the way that you wanted her to speak, but I believe it was a huge statement when she skipped Netanyahu's congressional hearing here. I think that was a statement, and that should have given you a clue that maybe she wasn't okay with what was happening in Gaza. I think everybody else already made great points to the fact that as a vice president, she didn't have enough, her duties were in those of the president. And you just,
and something she just can't say. Like,
exactly.
Read the room. I don't know everybody missing context clues.
I'm not gonna say them.
Huh?
How do we know what you're gonna do about something if you're not gonna say it?
Do you agree that actions speak louder than words?
What actions has she made to make me think it? She would do something.
Like Saji just said, it was a big statement not going to.
Not like us. They not
Hey,
like us.
we got a
They not like
subscription.
us.
Thank you, James. Have some coconuts with James. It's a big statement not going to see to Netanyahu's little shindig or whatever, and going to speak at what was it? Wasn't it for one of the sororities or something like that? Like that's a statement. Like I don't even respect you enough to do that. I don't like what you're doing. I'm not going to your shit. I'm not celebrating you.
And I
She
can
went to a
agree with that.
HBCU instead. Yes, thank you, Amy.
I can agree with that, but I think as a presidential candidate, the only thing we know about you is what you say, not what you don't do. That isn't highlighted as much in the news for someone, especially a middle ground voter, which I am not. But you lost a lot of people in the middle because of things you didn't say.
And you also mentioned one more thing. You mentioned that she had said that she would like a two-state solution. I know that a lot of Palestinians talk about a one-state solution and, getting to govern their land. However, they have never gotten state recognition. Every time that it went up for a vote, the United States vetoed it. Like that was a huge thing for her to even say. Like when you consider the fact that AIPAC controls so many of our government officials, just her saying that they were willing to give Palestine a state was huge. And I personally, as someone that's pro-Palestinian, I don't appreciate people bringing that point up because a lot of pro-Palestinians also voted for Harris. It wasn't an excuse.
I said that Israelis themselves don't want a two-state solution. What is she'll be in the same position as Trump, trying to negotiate peace with somebody that doesn't want peace. Then what? Because we're not going to go to war with Israel.
He's not negotiating peace, though.
Israelis aren't. He did in the beginning. He said he attempted.
No. He said he'd wipe them out. He said he attempted to get them to try to push them to Egypt, to a country that they are not from. When we don't want immigrants here, when we don't want immigrants, well, not we, God forbid. When Donald Trump doesn't want immigrants here, they don't want him. He don't want them fleeing from their countries when they're experiencing or an unstable economy. He don't want them here, but he wants to push people from their country to a country they've never been before for the same reasons. He wasn't trying to negotiate any type of peace for Gaza.
I could be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure Donald Trump said, I'm not saying it's true, he was negotiating a peace deal with Israel and Palestine, and he would do that on his first day. That's what he ran on.
He said though it would be over on his first. Well, he said Russia and
he also said Israel and Palestine. That's true.
So people come up here and say Biden didn't do this and Biden didn't do that, right? So obviously what people don't do, people pay attention to. Again, and it was also in the news about her not going to BB's whatever. That is a statement.
I don't think most people would know about that.
Everybody knows about that. It was a big deal. Donald Trump even tweeted about it, talked about it in his rally. Like, she didn't even come and see him. I brought him to my house in Mar-a-Lago. Look, we're sitting at dinner.
I don't have anything to prove that, but I'm just saying most people wouldn't know what's not said. The general populace, you can be into politics all you want to, but most people just aren't. They aren't that heavily into politics where they know.
Just I have a question for you. Do we have a photo of Harris kissing the Wailing Wall by chance?
I don't know. Let me see.
Because we sure have a photo of Trump kissing the Wailing Wall.
Can I speak to that whole Trump Netanyahu thing?
Yes, welcome, man.
Or I don't know if you can hear me. Am I on mute or something?
No, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So first of all, if you're not paying attention to what Harris is doing and then you want to complain that you don't know what Harris is doing, that doesn't make a lot of sense. It was all over the news that she didn't go see Netanyahu's speech at the Congress. But the thing is that at that time, Trump was not president. He was sitting his ass in Mar-a-Lago. He invited Netanyahu there. Biden was trying to force Netanyahu into a ceasefire. And it was looking kind of hopeful until Trump had Netanyahu down to Mar-a-Lago. And it is as clear as day that he told Netanyahu, just wait, don't have a ceasefire. When I get in, you can do whatever you want to Gaza. And if you don't settle and have a ceasefire, it makes me look better. It makes them look worse, and I'm gonna get elected. It was just the same exact playbook that Reagan did with the Iranian hostages, if you're old enough to remember that. Reagan told Iran, hold off, don't give Carter back the hostages because it'll help me get elected. And Trump did the same exact thing with Netanyahu, told him, hang on, I'm gonna let you do whatever you want. Don't agree to a ceasefire with Biden. And he actively undermined the peace negotiations. And about him negotiating a peace when he came in, that didn't work. What he did when he came in was go on TV and say, you know what? We think all the Gazans should just leave. They need to go somewhere else. We're going to make this a nice resort beachfront property. And that was what he did. And I agree with the speaker. Yeah, I don't know who it was who said that. And people are like, oh, well, it serves those Arab people in Michigan right. Nobody in Gaza told anyone to vote for Trump. That's my rant.
Thank you. I appreciate you, Amy. Thank you so much for coming up, love. I'm gonna hold you just for a second. And he said that I would give them on the campaign, I would give them more money so they can just finish the job.
Right. But does anybody besides me remember the ceasefire negotiations were kind of moving along until Netanyahu went to Mar-a-Lago, and then that was the end of it?
Yep.
That's speculation then.
No, well, they were talking about the ceasefire, and then it seemed to be hard for them to do. Let's just say that.
Every time they say something about a ceasefire, they immediately started attacking them. They don't, because there's no penalty to them. There's no penalty.
Imagine
supply them with weapons. We're still going to get them F-35s. It's still going to be the same thing.
Imagine the cognitive dissonance you have to have for a Palestinian person to be up here and say something about the people in Gaza and what they wanted. There was even articles about it. And you supplanting your judgment for theirs. Imagine that. Imagine supplanting your judgment for the people that actually have actual harm being perpetuated against them. I think I'm Jess, I'm rubbing my head like I was yesterday.
I can feel it.
I'm rubbing my head like I was yesterday. I am amazed that.
Well said.
So I was in your live, I think 2 days ago, James, and I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm so
Cymone.
sorry. James, were you done?
She can go ahead.
No, I was just agreeing. I was just saying, well said.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
No. Go ahead. But you was about to say I was in your live the other day. I don't know what's up with this makeup. It made me look oily or I'm glowing.
It was me. I was in James's live the other day.
I was just going to say, Mehdi Hassan, who was very, very staunchly opposed to a lot of what Harris talked about, was imploring the entire Arab and Gazan supporting world to notice that Trump was much more warlike and much less likely was certainly not going to be any friend to Gaza.
What about when Kamala said, let me be clear, I will always stand up for Israel's right to defend themselves, and I will ensure Israel has the ability to defend themselves. What do Palestinians feel about that?
Tell me when Harris said, let's make it beachfront resort.
Okay.
And have all the Gazans leave. Because I remember when she said, we need to end the suffering of the Gazan people, and they need to be able to eat, and they need to live in peace. I don't remember Trump ever saying that.
Israel has the right to defend themselves. How is that supportive of Palestine?
She said, I do not support a geno. I do not support the unaliving of children, but they do have the right to defend themselves. And I don't know if it's a black thing or I pay attention to words and what is actually said. They do have the right to defend themselves if something happened, and I support them defending themselves. It means if you get attacked, I will help you try to find them. But if you continue to do unalived children and women, I don't support that. Because she said, I don't support the unaliving of children, civilians. I don't support that. I do support them being able to, defend themselves when they have been attacked. But it has seemed to obviously being excessive. So if you just listen to the words and take the words for what they are.
He said, I will always ensure they have the ability to defend themselves.
Defend themselves, right? That means if they are being attacked, she supports them defending themselves against someone who attacks them. She also said, I do not support the unaliving of the children and civilians. So she does not support that. I support you defending yourself, which means you have to be attacked and you can attack back. But unaliving
You
the
support
children
their
and the
ability to
civilians, I
defend
do
you?
not support.
Gosh, it just sounds like y'all moved the goalposts for her. and it's
I'm
crazy.
just she actually said that. She said
I
that.
remember her saying this has to stop, and that was like in I don't know March. And Trump
Okay,
was saying,
hold on one second,
they
you
all
guys.
need to move to.
1 second.
Yeah.
I don't want to mess your name up. It's Riham.
Yeah, it's Riham. It's
Riham.
Riham.
How you doing?
You
Welcome
can say
back.
hi. Well, thank you. I was just saying the other day I was on James's live. I wasn't up on the panel, but I was typing because I was like sitting with my family, and I said something like, well, a lot of people didn't vote for her because of the way that the budget was structured, and we're sending all this money to like, how are we going to say, oh, we don't stand with this, but then you basically fund the military of the oppressor, and everybody's like, you don't understand how this works, blah blah blah. So I went back and did my research, not because somebody told me I don't understand, it's because I wanted to prove myself right. Like, I'm stubborn. I was like, no, I know that they did create this budget. So what I did learn is that they don't create the budget. Everybody gives them their budget, and then the president just kind of puts it all in one list and sends it through Congress. If Congress supplies it, whatever, blah, 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 it amends it. But my point is that the consensus, or what the understanding of the masses is the president does control the budget, right? So it was ignorance on my part, and I learned because of my own, like, I'm going to prove everybody kind of wrong, but I learned that. But it is a mass understanding that the president kind of controls the budget. I'm not one in the 1 in a million. It's just how I thought. And then I learned that I was actually wrong, right? But I will say, like, everybody coming hard at me made me like be like, okay, maybe I shouldn't come back to these panels. And this is just to say, like, I know Tam was kind of not articulate while she was up here, but people were like coming at her. So rather than come at her, let her want to come back and learn and grow. You know what I mean? She wasn't disrespectful while she was up here. But that's one point. My second point is I'm Palestinian. I did vote for Kamala just because I always vote Democrat. It's easier to sway a Democrat than it is to sway a Republican. And what we fail to understand, and even though it's said over and over and over again, change starts at the local base. I'm Chicago adjacent. I'll tell you, we have a lot of Muslim representatives in office currently. So when they do go sit with the mayor, when they do go sit with the governor, we are represented as a minority. You know what I mean? So we can't, she said something about the electoral college, which is correct, because Hillary did win the popular vote, but ended up losing because she lost the electoral vote. So to a certain extent, she is correct. But what we can do is vote our representatives blue, our governor, our mayor's blue, our governor blue, and then that way we have a blue seat at the table, rather than continuously trying to be like, well, I'm in a red state. Well, I'm in a red state. Chicago makes up the mass population of Illinois, so we're always going to be a blue state. And people down south are mad, right? Because they want it to be a red state, but it's not going to. But we have to be able to change the government at a local level in order to be able to get more blue seats at the electoral college, if that makes sense.
Also to, again, just to piggyback off of Congress holding the purse, the Republicans voted for all the money to go to Israel. They had control of the Senate. They voted for all this money to go to Israel.
I mean, here's my thing though. For me, like, when people say, well, I didn't vote because her stance on Gaza.
No. I'm talking about, like, the people who say Kamala sent this money, Joe Biden sent this money. When the Congress holds the purse, and when they put that in the bill, and they overwhelmingly vote for it, right?
I mean, everybody votes for it. So that's my thing about people saying, oh, well, I didn't vote for her because I knew she was going to send money. Everybody sends money. It's not going to change unless we get more people who think like us into offices, right? It doesn't matter if you're a Democrat or a Republican. Israel is an ally, and they will always be supported by America until we change the people's mindset and go, hey, like, they're taking. Like, what are we getting back in return from them? Absolutely nothing besides a handshake. You know what I mean? We send monetary aid, we send military aid. Israel has gotten trillions of dollars, and people be like, well, they sent to Yemen and they send here. It's a drop in the water compared to what is sent to Israel every year. They're a part of the budget bill. It's like their foreign aid. Literally, they have their own line. Israel has its own line. So like, it doesn't matter really who's in office. Gaza was gonna the thing is, even if Kamala was in office, and I say this, Kamala, I'm sorry, Kamala was in office, and and she was voted into, I don't think that the situation in Gaza would have been much different, because Netanyahu doesn't listen to anybody. He's gonna do what he wants to do, and he's gonna do it knowing that the world is kind of, the powers at that be, I guess. I don't want to say the world, but the powers that be are going to support him in the decisions that he make, because we're always seen as less than. We're always a terrorist in every movie. We're always the bad guy in every movie. Like there's never a good Muslim character in a movie. We're always the bad guy. So
I got a
the
question.
media has represented us as that.
Do you think that somebody who could understand your plight is somebody who either has been oppressed or always been the bad guy in the movie too?
Oh, absolutely. I
And
think that we haven't had a bigger support system than the Black community
right, and
throughout all of this.
so what is Kamala Harris?
No, I mean, I voted for her, but yeah, she's
Right.
half Black and she's half Indian.
I'm saying that to say that one thing you ain't gonna be able to do is tell a Black woman what to do, and y'all wouldn't know that because we've never had a Black woman be president of the United States, of the most powerful country in the world, who is working for the people, who has even went against Obama, who has even went against big corporations like Chase, right? My thing is, when, of course, she can't say this because people are going to put odds against her, to which they did anyway, to go against her winning, obviously. But as a woman has a track record of being for the people, what she would be able to do is to withhold aid, because do you think that Israel will be able to fight Iran, Gaza? Who else are they at it with? Somebody else. Like, they're fighting on like 3 different fronts. All of these people without the aid of US. Now, and if
No,
he is
absolutely
doing
not.
something that she can deem and approve, is to like war crimes, or is deemed to be like, hey, that's not what we signed up for, she can withhold the aid, right? Until you do exactly what we say, you do what I tell you to do. She can do that because any proof is justified for her to withhold aid. So we can't say it wasn't going to be much different because you guys have never seen a Black woman at work. You never, and definitely never seen her in power with all of the resources behind her. I know we've seen what Black women can do with nothing. So just imagine what she could do with everything. So yeah, probably another white man. It probably wouldn't be much different. They probably do the same thing, but not say it's going to be Trump Gaza or Newsom Gaza or something like that. But I know just from where I come from, and just like your people and where you come from, it would have been different.
And that could have been true, like I can say that, hearing you say that, it could have been different. But it just, historically, the Democrats have never done anything.
Historically, the Democrats have never elected a Black woman. So just
This
like
is
that could be
true.
something different, the result could have been something different.
I mean, this is true.
Historically,
You're
we
right.
voted for white men, so historically we get the same shit. Historically, we put white men in office, whether it be the Senate or the House, we're going to get the same things. It's not until we finally do something different, because what America seems to be doing is keep doing the same shit, expecting different results. And last time I checked, that was insanity. But we all talk about how Black women lead all of these movements and how they are the forefront of the change and the reasons why anybody who is not a white teen man and or Black woman or from any other country is able to even live in this country today, but then don't want us to run anything and think that we will make a change anywhere else. And I think that's also to the plight that a lot of Black women have with thinking it would be the same.
The Leahy law would have given her like ample opportunity to do everything that she wasn't saying, because the Leahy law would have given her the authority to say, you're committing gross human rights violations. I'm not going to transfer you any weapons while working around Congress. But it's not something that you would say from a geopolitical perspective publicly, because you need to win. Every president is trying to win first, right? Like, you got to win. And to your point, we'll never know. Not with Kamala. At least we won't know right now, because she wasn't elected. Let's hope she runs again, because I absolutely 100% support her.
Mm-hmm.
I think the second thing that I want to point out is this cognitive dissonance around people being up, and and I'm not talking about you specifically now, Shaquille. I'm talking about something tangential. It's like other creators, and we talked about this on our panel the other day, Jess, that are not part of a marginalized group, speaking on behalf of that group, but not saying what that group is saying. And I see it a lot with online leftists just colonizing a cause, and the people that are truly being impacted, like you got Reham on the panel, you got Rima on the panel, are saying like, that's not what we're asking you for. This is what we're asking you for. This is what the articles I've read have said. And we are setting aside their voice and cheapening the argument by colonizing a cause, not fully understanding the breadth, depth, and history of that cause.
And just to piggyback off James, a majority of the people that voted for Jill Stein were not Arabs, contrary to popular belief, right? Because we were going back in and saying she's not gonna win. This is insanity. You guys are just gonna put us in a worse position later, right? Jill Stein doesn't run. She's kind of like what's his name? Oh my God, we talked about this the other day. The Jewish guy that was running for president, that wanted to run for president.
Sanders, right? Bernie Sanders?
Bernie Sanders, right? Because he would come out and say, I'm going to do this and this and this and this, but with no pathway to get to this point. And that's kind of why he wasn't successful, in my personal opinion, because you can't say, well, we're going to go from A to B, but I don't really have a plan of how to get from A to B yet. You just kind of got to trust the process. And so we did go back and say, hey, don't vote for her. Like, she's not going to win. She's not going to even win enough votes to be able to run in the following year and have a campaign. We were telling people, like, please don't vote for her, and nobody really listened to us. You know what I mean? So it was a sad thing that I fell back and like, well, all the Arabs voted wrong. Well, no, I mean, a majority of us voted Democrat. You know.
Dayton, thank you for the $1 for she's throwing mad shade. Thank you, Dave. Drop some coconuts for Dayton in the chat, y'all. We have $2.99 left in today's gift code. If you guys don't mind giving me a follow if you have not done so already, tap in the screen. Let's get it up to, let me see where we at. Oh yeah, let's go ahead and run it up to 200. You guys, 200,000 likes. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for being here. I always say, even in James' lives, if you think these conversations are important, we say that we need to stop fascism. We say that, like, these conversations are important. Sharing the live is how we continue to spread the message, spread the knowledge, spread the conversation, invoke the critical thinking, really, really, really just do what we need to do. So please share it with a friend. If everybody in here, it's 145 people in here, if everybody could just please share it with 3 people. You can long press my face and you'll see a bunch of names pop up. Send 1, 2, 3 down the aisle. Thank you. And then we would be able to kind of get the shares up, which I appreciate. Jolly, thank you for the $9 because $2.99 is criminal. Okay. I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. And also, too, when you send your dono, if you have a message that you would like to read or ask the panel, definitely put it in your dono, and I definitely will ask them, or just say, hey, girl, I love you. I want to support, help the goal out. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Jolie. Drop some coconuts for Jolie again. What was I about to say? Damn, I don't know. Anyways, I did. Rima, welcome in. How are you?
Thank you. I'm well. How are you, pretty?
I'm blessed and highly favored. I can't complain. Why am I? Oh, okay, go right there.
Do you want to ask me something, or do you
Well,
want?
actually, if I'm not mistaken, you're Palestinian, correct? I think he kind of went out.
Yes, I'm Palestinian. My family is in Gaza. Yes, but I'm in the United States.
Can you tell us, and who your family wished, even though not trying to get in all of our politics, who they had wanted you to vote for?
So I'm gonna be honest, Jessica.
Yeah, I would love to be honest because I can't
Yeah.
speak for them,
Yes.
but I know that your family is there
Yes.
and you would be able to speak about it. And then,
Yeah.
and how did you navigate that?
So we went over this a little bit on my dear friend James panel the
We
other
love
day.
James.
We do love James.
Mhm.
I wanted to say that so historically, and I'm going to give a few dates, just a few years, and I just so that we can kind of bring the idea together.
Mm-hmm.
And I want each person listening in, including yourself, Jessica, to remember who was in office during that time.
Mm-hmm.
2008, 2009, 2011, 2014, 2021, 23, 24, and 25. Those are all of the dates that Gaza has been bombarded, where, AKA, the same thing that is happening now has happened, but on a smaller capacity. There was less loss of life. However, there was at least 1,000 martyrs in one day in 2014. I
Mm-hmm.
say that to say this. The problem is for Palestinians is not, and this is those who are on the ground, is not who is in office. The problem is America's alliance with Israel,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so their only, if their only issue for Palestinians, the only thing they're asking is to please stop funding for their systematic unaliving.
Mm-hmm.
That's all that they're asking for. I now I'm gonna go back to me. Yes, absolutely. Hood's Hood story. I am against Jill Stein. I think Jill Stein was a grifter. I think she played. It was absolutely a vote for Trump.
Mm-hmm.
I am against Trump. I do understand the Harris administration. I understand her policies. And Palestinians would not meddle in American politics no more than Americans would meddle in theirs. Meaning, when Palestine is liberated, it would never be. I don't think you, Jessica, or James, or anyone on this panel would be like, "Oh, well, I want, this
Right, at
particular
all.
group or
True, true,
party."
true.
Right?
True, true,
And
true.
so that's the way they looked at it.
Mm-hmm.
I do not support white supremacy. I this is what I think, and I give my opinion though. I really think that, and you keep saying this over and over again, that Harris's hands were tied. I don't want to mess up her name. Is it Kamala?
Kamala.
Kamala's hands were tied when it came to her position because of her being part of the Biden administration. She could not go against what Biden was saying because that's bad business, right? You cannot do that's bad politics in general. So I understand her position, and I also understand her position in the Black community and marginalized community, LGBTQ, and so on, and the harm reduction that that would have caused. And so on my side, I will never side with, and please, anyone who's here who is YT, please don't take offenses. I would never side with anyone who is non-oppressed or YT, ever. Even if they're saying where they're going to free Palestine tomorrow, I will not side with them because I know that the intention is not clear. But that is the Palestinian opinion on American politics. They just want to stop being unalived. I hope that makes sense, Jessica, and I hope that answered your question.
Yeah, and I did get I heard from other Palestinians who said I have family there. Like, we're not trying to get in your politics. could y'all just leave us alone, or could you stop not fund our, like, whoever's there, not fund our demise? We would greatly appreciate that.
I disagree with people trying to blame Kamala for it, because it was not Kamala's fault.
Mhm.
It was the Biden administration. Her only thing that tied her to it was the fact that she was part of the Biden administration, right? So I think it's unfair to blame her for what was done when it was all done under the Biden administration and not the Harris administration. Meanwhile, the Trump administration is continuing on and doing the same thing, right? And no matter how this cake was sliced, if this support, my financial support, and the tax dollars that you are suffering for does not stop going there, this problem will not be resolved.
And I also have something to say. This is something that I've heard, and anybody who has the facts on it, please, correct me. That through Congress, money to Israel has already been allocated, like, over the past 10 years and for the next, like, 4 years. And also, again, what was I about to say? Yeah, and I get, like, her hands were tired at the moment, but because she is the vice president. Even if I spoke out about it, I can't do anything about it. I don't have any power. I'm literally just here for a fill-in. I'm shadowing in case he gets sick or something. God forbid something happens if we have to step down. That's it. I can't change no policies. I can break a tie in the Senate. I can't make anything happen or even give my opponent any ideas of what I plan to do. But she spoke out the best way she could from, yes, I do support them to defend themselves, but I don't support the unaliving of civilians and children.
I did want to add, Jess, Harris also did speak on the Palestinian suffering, something that Trump didn't do before his, presidency. I can't even believe he's president. She spoke about the Palestinian suffering. Again, she talked about the two-state solution, suggesting that. Trump said that he wanted it to be over, but what people didn't listen is he said if it wasn't over and if the hostages, as he called them, weren't returned by the time he got into office, that Palestinians would have hell to pay. He promised hell to pay. Right? There was no agreement that he had, proposed before then. He also commented on the fact that he would never see a Palestinian state happening after quote unquote October the 7th. So even if we just listen at those statements alone, even if we ignore the fact that Harris didn't attend the congressional hearing, if we just look at the two different things being said, one is telling you hell is coming, the other one saying, I feel for your people, I'm going to try to figure out a solution where you are recognized as a state. There was an obvious choice. Now, again, what I was saying earlier, now there's a crisis, a bigger crisis in America. A lot of people are not going to be able to go out there and protest for Palestine. A lot of the immigrants now, they are scared. Even if you're a citizen, even if you've been naturalized, a lot of people are not out there hitting the streets out of fear for getting grabbed by ICE. So it did, end up affecting people's ability to support Palestine, Congo, Sudan, etc. So that was something that was very important for me to say. And to Rima's point, when we're speaking about other people that are not our own, we should be echoing their voices and not putting our own opinion or spin into what we think they want. Because that's important to me. I don't have any any ties to the Middle East, but I've made sure I listened to Palestinians enough to be able to at least somewhat,
I think for she is not the problem. I don't think it's about quote unquote saving Palestinians. It's about not.
Oh my God!
Who did it? Thank you. Who ran the train on me? Jaden. Them type trains I like. All right. I appreciate that.
That was Shaquille that ran a train on you, child.
Shaquille, you ran a train on me? Boy, stop.
I gave you a train gift.
Thank you. Oh, on. Is it two of them?
Thank
No,
y'all for
that was
the
Shaquille.
conversation.
Shaquille, thank you. He said I might didn't vote, but you know I'm gonna train your ass before I get up out of here.
I appreciate y'all though.
Thank you, Shaquille. Have a good night.
How do I? I don't know how to
I got you.
answer.
I'm gonna drop you.
Can I just say one thing about
Yes.
an organization that we talked about what happened and we continue to talk about what happens, but I just kind of want to pivot for 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
We need to start demanding that APAC register as a foreign lobby under FARA. That's something that can be done. And I think that it needs to be done immediately. And it then requires them to disclose how they're spending their money.
Mm-hmm.
Every other foreign lobby is required to do it. They need to register a foreign lobby. I don't think anything is wrong with transparency. I think it is a very, very simple thing for them to do to prove that they're not doing the things that everybody suggests that they're doing, right? Like that we kind of know that they are. And so I just kind of want to be clear, like, what can we do as a next step? I think the next step thing we can do is start saying they need to register under FARA as a foreign lobbying agent because they are literally getting $3.8 billion a year from the United States government going over there, not including additional weapons packages. They go to school for free. Their health care is free, all while we took 15 million people off of Medicare.
Which is wild.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's craziness. And I think what they have now done with the G-side that they have perpetuated against Palestinians, it started turning people completely against them. I mean, you got people like Piers Morgan saying what you're doing is wrong. Not that I agree, but a broke clock is right twice a day, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got people like Ted Cruz, who was in an interview with Tucker Carlson, and Tucker Carlson started calling him out and saying what you were doing. And sidebar, if y'all didn't hear this today, Ted Cruz was in Europe when it was flooding in Texas. I forgot to say that. Not that it's related, but I think it was funny because I said it.
Hold on, what did he do? What'd you say about Ted?
He was in Europe. He was in Europe when the floods were happening.
Of course he was.
When the hurricane happened.
Just like Cancun, Ted.
Well, he can Europe.
Where was Jill when the
when the what? When he was here?
the floods were happening?
No. Texas just had a flood.
No, I know. I said, where was Jill? Because I'm always asking, where was Jill?
Oh, okay. Got you. I thought you said that was in June. I was like, no, it was just yesterday. Okay. Got you.
Just a political cicada.
Yeah, that dude ran it again.
Just to go off what James said, and I don't want to turn this into a Palestine-Israel conversation because I can talk about it all day long, and that's not the topic of your conversation. But look into AEIF. So they are registered as a foreign lobbyist group, but they also fund trips for senators and governors to go to Israel. But it's not technically, it becomes not APAC sending them, even though APAC funds AEIF. So they created this whole loophole where they actually have a foreign lobby that sends them on these like 5-star hotel resort trips. Their spouse goes, their kids go, they walk, all expense paid. So it's an interesting workaround that they created, to say the least.
I think it's one of the few theocracies that exists over there. I think the reason why you can't get around it is because their lobbying is specifically centered around sending money back there. And if you are, I forget the for the lack of a better term, what the test is to get citizenship there. I think we need to be clear that just because you're a U.S. citizen and you've never stepped foot there and your family's never been there, you can go there and be a citizen. So saying that you're lobbying, but you're an American citizen doesn't change that you automatically get citizenship in a place in a very weird and peculiar way. But they are lobbying on behalf of the interests of Israel on U.S. soil. They need to register as a foreign lobbyist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's Aaliyah.
What's the name of the group you said initially?
APAC.
APAC.
AIPAC.
AIEPAC.
AIPAC.
Okay.
And linked to them is AEIF.
So I got an AEIF because I'm gonna do some deep diving. CUIMF and APAC, AIPAC. Christians United for Israel. Anytime I see the word Christians, I know it's some. When it comes to Christians and white, it ain't right.
And the law you need to look up is FARA, FARA.
But somebody said in the chat, which I agree. With this administration, they're not gonna hold them accountable or make them do register as anything. They're like, you're all right.
Well, that's what we need to be asking for elected officials to do.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to change, and I don't want to be a Debbie Downer. I think we want to go to 0 to 100 in 10 seconds,
Real quick.
and I think it would be the right thing to do, right? Like Black people didn't start off having the rights that we did. We started with buses, then the 1965 Voting Rights Act. The things take time, right? I think it is important to have a game plan,
Mhm.
and I think one of the starts of that is saying to our elected officials, like, I want you to pass legislation to make them register as a foreign agent
Mhm.
under the Foreign Agent Registry Act, because otherwise we land ourselves in this very peculiar place where people are so frustrated with both sides that they do nothing. They do absolutely nothing. And I think it is a small step.
Oh my God!
But it engages pragmatism.
Ta-da! Thank you for the media shower. I said, I know they right now, y'all right, but don't worry about it, sweetheart. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Try some coconuts for dating in the chat, y'all.
And like another reason that I, among the many reasons I didn't vote for Trump or would ever think about voting for a Republican Party, they changed the rules on birthright a long time ago. My sister's a U.S. citizen. She was born in Texas. She was living overseas when she got pregnant, and it was during Trump's first term in office. And basically, because she had been living overseas for so long, her kids couldn't get citizenship. So she had to come here to give birth in order for her child to have citizenship. So you guys don't want people to come and use your resources, but then you cut them off so that they have to come here and use your resources, right? So she came here, applied for Medicaid, got Medicaid because I can't afford for her to have a baby in my house. Like, I can't afford that. And then she gave birth and then she left again. So she had to use American resources in order for her child to have citizenship, because if at some point she decides she wants to come back, she wants to make sure that her children can also come back with her. My sister has spent most of her life here. So this is her home technically, but long story, she ended up living over there, whatever. So she ended up having to use resources. It doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? Like, you guys can't cut people off at the leg and be like, well, we can't help you now.
Well, I mean, that's the same thing they do because they revoked 500,000 TPS status from revoked TPS status from 500,000 Haitians, and then at the same time on Homeland Security website said that they were banning us from going to Haiti because it's so bad. So if it's bad, why would you revoke their status and tell them go ahead, tell me.
They're going to make them pay for it. I've already done all this with the big big bull. I can't come up with a funny name for it. Someone's more
ass bill.
There we
right
go.
now.
Thank you. That's better than me. Listen, someone that's more funny than me can go with it. But no, like, so if you look at the last section of it, section 10, they go in depth about all. Yep. They go into depth about all the fees they're going to charge people to get this. One of them is actually they have to buy their temporary status back. And this is what I've been stressing pretty much anyone I can talk to, because I'm a German historian by training, is that they're rounding up people, not even to really deport them. They're rounding them up to make them pay all these exorbitant fees, these immigration fees. And I have a list. I have a whole document here somewhere that I printed out. It's like 50 pages long of stuff, but essentially it's like $500, $1,000, $1,500, and these are all floor-based ones. And this money is going directly to the Department of Homeland Security and ICE, and whatever's left over goes into the Department of the Treasury as well. So, yep, the 5,000, yep, is right as well. And those are minimums. There could be more than that as well. It's absolutely insane. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah, because even $500 times 500,000 people is 250 million. They some scamming ass motherfuckers. What? They be scamming.
I'm currently working on a spreadsheet to kind of calculate like all the fees and like why they're doing this. But this is essentially it's how they're paying for these new government IRAs. It's why they're putting FEMA money into building these sea camps for um, immigrants, black and brown folk in the United States, because this is what they're trying to do, round them up and then make them pay for their status. Even if you get wrongly rounded up, you still have to pay to prove it. Even if you're falsely accused in there too. That's also part of it as well. It's absolutely insane.
That just goes to
Dan, do you guys remember the gold card?
Yeah.
Anybody buy one of
The gold card was what?
10 million.
5,000 or sorry, Jess?
5 million. My thing is,
5 million.
to what she was just saying, I think it was Rima or Uraham had said that we fucked the shit up. Cut off all the resources and then get mad when you use resources. Or we just mess up your life so we can get something else out of you. You know, Donald Trump even talked about how like he wants some rioting in the streets and then they'll be begging for your help and they'll do whatever you say. That was you. Okay. Yeah. And then, your sister, I offer these resources is an illusion. We offer you TPS status. You get here, I'm going to take it away. And then you got to pay for it. Because now you're here. What you going to do? You going to try to go back? Had I told you that ahead of time, you may would have made other plans. But I'm going to need that about you, player. Oh, and
Well,
that's
Jess, didn't he do that with one of his businesses? Didn't he do that with one of his businesses where he took their workers' papers away and they basically had to work?
Oh, yeah.
To just live there. They were making less than what.
Well,
Yes.
I do know
sorry,
that
I have a lag. I'm so sorry.
he had undocumented immigrants. That's what I was gonna say the other night, y'all. Off topic, on topic. Sometimes we're not always talking over each other. Sometimes there is like sometimes a little lag. So you think somebody is done, and then you start talking, and then you realize they're talking. So I do have a little, little grace area because I get it. But there were, I think, like 19 different undocumented immigrants that worked for him in Mar-a-Lago. They didn't have papers. Now, I don't know if he took people's papers, but they said that they didn't have papers. And when he was getting audited, a lady had stated that somebody picked her up, took her in the car to go get some fake papers so that she could be able to show it to the IRS if they came by, or to whoever, Rima, did I let you go yet?
It's okay. I know Dan wanted to jump in and everybody else. It's okay.
Go ahead.
I wanted to say, and maybe I said it before. I am 1,000,000% sure that Harris won. Elon already came out and admitted that it was rigged. Now, Elon Musk, when
recently,
he was breaking up with Trump, yes, on his tweets. He put
because
it
I was here for the first fight. I ain't been here for the most recent fight.
He put it out on his tweets. He said Harris won and he rigged it. He said it, but can somebody Sajida miss receipts unless you're driving?
Hold on,
He did.
You know what? I'm ordering tacos. That's what I'm doing. But yes, I heard about that too.
He did. He said he rigged it.
Y'all know how long ago that was? He probably done took it down by now. I'm literally on his.
About a month ago, I think. Was it a month ago?
When they was fighting, I went over all the tweets. I didn't see him saying that it was rigged. He did say, something up to alluding to the fact that you won because of me. But he said you won because of me. He said if it wasn't for me, you would have lost 51 in the Senate, 49 in the something. Like he had the exact numbers, but he didn't say necessarily he rigged it, and that that's why Kamala won. But he did say if it wasn't for me, you would have lost, and these would have been the numbers.
Exactly, which is basically he's saying, and he was YT explaining that he rigged it. That's what I think. That's what I He was the same thing.
He
the
did
same
say
way
that. He said
the
what,
files. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, the same way the files are now missing after today. He said it in his own way. I'm on X2, Jessica, and I cannot tell you the amount of maggots and YT Christian nationalists, aka Christian Zionists, claiming that they are pro-Palestinian. And one thing that's really important is, yeah, David Duke. I don't know. I'm sure if that rings a bell. David Duke claims that he is anti-Israel and pro-Palestinian, and that is the biggest cap. Because here's the thing: this has always been within. I know I've said this on other lives. Is if you look into Palestine, you will see that we are a plethora of different people. It's not one race of people. We're also not a monolith, meaning we don't have the same religion. We don't all look the same, but there are so many Black and brown Palestinians, especially in Gaza, especially in Bir Shiva, you guys call it, or Bir Seber, around that southern area close to Egypt. Huge Black community. So you're trying to tell me, Mr. David Duke, that you care about Black and brown Palestinians in Palestine, but don't care about them here.
That part.
Yeah.
It's muy interesante. Something is afoot. Thank y'all for the kisses. You know, I love the love. Yeah. I think it's a play. One, I'm not on X. I got this pulled up on X. I had to make a whole like separate like email and something. I didn't want an X account because I deleted my shit when he got in there, and I literally only got it to see what the fuck was going on with Elon and when the girls was fighting or whatever, like right before the end, to be able to put it up. Oh, I'm sorry, because what's his name? Elon was only putting the information on fucking Twitter, like Twitter, Doge. You know, everything that we were looking for research was on Twitter. So I was like, let me go ahead and make a little alt account for it. And that's the only reason that I know. Now before I got on here, I saw an article saying that DOJ and FBI reportedly found no Jeffrey Epstein client list. Now everybody been knowing about this client list from the very beginning, but all of a sudden, and I'm wondering why he didn't trash everything when he first got in that thing. But he waited till he got called out to all of a sudden say, "Oh, you know what? We ain't find shit. There ain't nothing in there." So I'm definitely gonna pull up all these articles and go on a deep dive when I get off of here tonight. She said she had it. Who had it? Kamala. She should have took it.
Child, so I'm about to get off, but you know, I got to go get something to eat.
Yeah,
I just want y'all to know that I love y'all all.
I love you too.
Except for Janae if she's still here.
We love Janae. We love you, Janae. He just kidding, y'all.
I am just kidding. I kid with them all the time. Dan, Rima, always good to be on panels with you all. Stay out of trouble. Love y'all both.
You stay out of trouble.
No promises.
And don't be on that Ben Day.
I have to use the Ben Day tonight because I have something to do. Never mind.
Bye, good night. Ready to be in everybody being a big back and leaving. Hold on. Leaving where? You talking about the panel?
We just thought, did my voice make you angry? Sajida tacos, Jamal. I don't know what Jamal's gonna have. Everybody's just hungry.
And it's about to be me and some Panda Express. I'm hungry too, y'all. We ain't even got halfway through our goal for the night. Well, you know what? I'm gonna drop you guys. I appreciate y'all for coming up. Let's see if I can get some people who can talk about why they didn't vote.
Thank you.
Of course. Thank y'all so much. And thank you for your expertise. And Dan, I need some more of that information on that bill so I can make a video on it as well. Share it with my audience. The more the farther we can get it spread out, the better.
Yeah, I'm just currently formatting all the information into like a readable doc, like a Google Doc. So yeah, I can just like download as a PDF and send it to you. Or
Are
just
you on
send you the link.
Discord?
No, I'm not on this Discord yet. I didn't ask.
I'm just saying Discord, period.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Jessica Cymone is my name. So just friend me and you can send it to me there.
Of course.
Okay, thank you. I lost service at the taco truck. Y'all talking about food. What's up, Tywin? Y'all talking about food. I'm hungry. Shamongry. The people need to restart and a dinner, right? I do too. I do too. Y'all want to come back? Put a one in the chat if y'all want to come back. We got some goals, baby. Let me go ahead and next time I'm getting me some food. And we gonna just be on this bitch all day. I'm gonna have my food sitting right here, ready to go. Y'all gonna come back with me? So, either we'll come back with why the people didn't vote or voters remorse. I mean, like, how people still voting for him? Like, unless you're just a white supremacist. And some white people, I get it. We all go eat real fast. Don't go. Well, you gonna come up here and entertain the people while I go warm up some food? And then y'all act like y'all don't like my eating food ASMR. We like to fall asleep out to crash it out. Your son is a MAGA nut. How old is he? I don't know if you want to come up, but I would love to know like why or what got him into it. I know, Dayton. I'm hungry. Are you opening tonight? I was thinking about it. We'll be on maybe like 10 o'clock. I'm taking my makeup out though. It'll be getting all like oily and shit. Damn, then I'm gonna look like a ghost. Not a ghost, I'm gonna look tired. I'm gonna talk smack about all the maggots I know. Okay. 45. Girl, how old are you? You must be like 46 then. How did he get into MAGA? What was his thing? Like what made him get into MAGA? Baby, night and day. What you think? What do you think the biggest reason that pushed him over to MAGA? Night Candy. Andrew Tate, right? Andrew Tate being charged for sex trafficking and being invited to the White House is wild. It seems like only criminals get to go to the White House. Not that I want to fucking go to the White House. What up, Jack Sykes? How you doing, my love? I think he's white. Is he white? Because if he white, I guess it ain't hard. Because even if you're quote unquote, sometimes parents don't even raise you that way. Society, school, friends, influence. He was a truck driver. Did he do something for the truck drivers? Oh my God, Puerto Rican and Italian? Girl. Is he in Puerto Rico or is he over here? We work for Prime. Amazon Prime works. I know, right? I'm like, Sash, what is happening? We live in Arizona. Do you think it's like more influence? Talking to other Wahites, do you think there's a need for white proximity? Y'all, because in order to fix some of these issues, we got to get down to some of the roots. We got to get some of the roots to. I don't know what they say. Yeah, definitely, Jocks. It is a cult, and cult members take everybody. Okay, even Jim Jones had some black people. He had people of every race, ethnicity in his cult. Everybody was drinking their juice. Being gone meant jobs for them. And you know what's funny? The people that would come up here and say that would be working. I'm like, you're already at work. Don't sound like nobody got your job. And I'm like, well, what jobs do you feel like these undocumented immigrants are doing? Is that the job that you want? Oh, you don't want that job? Then what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I don't. You know how they say the light's home, but nobody's home. I don't even think the light is on. There's music playing, possibly EDM, but the lights aren't on. Nobody's home. It's just a dark soul with terrible frequencies, EDM frequencies, and then use all of that. Hold on, what? You love EDM? He said, "Hold on, wait. I love EDM." Jim Jones had a very diverse following. He sure did, baby. I don't know what he said to motherfuckers. You know what's important? Um, I bought into the You know what's important? We shouldn't need to know what the fuck Jim Jones told everybody. How did he get all of these different groups of people, demographics of people, to not only agree on something and have one mission, but also just love him for it? Like, what is that one thing that brings them together? Like, the thing that brings the Trump cult together is hate and white supremacy. And anybody on the other race is white proximity and what they think whiteness means, which is Trumpery. Trumpery is a real word. You can go to dictionary.com and pull it up. It is worthless finery, something that looks good, but it is worth nothing. Trash, rubbish. Um, no, but because as a cult leader, you have to be some type of charming in the beginning. You can't just not they don't always just give you fear from the beginning. They have to give you some type of hope. Something that they thought they could all come together on. Well, I'm gonna go, you know what? I'm gonna make me something to eat and I'm gonna watch a documentary on Jim Jones tonight. I'm gonna watch a documentary on Jim Jones tonight. He said that he said they were eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. It seems to work every single fucking time. Damn. Is that what we need to go say? He was a pastor. Oh, well, pastor. Religion doesn't. Religion is the downfall. Religion is the downfall of a lot of societies. That's how they keep you docile. Was about despite he sought hurt people. Hmm. Hurt people, hurt people. Matter of fact, the whole fucking right side is hurt. Hurt and in the closet. Trump gave, and he didn't even want to give them pennies. It just happened to work like that. And you know they love celebrity. They love celebrity. Everybody wants to feel like a star. Everybody wants to feel important. Very loosely, okay, baby. Loose than a goose, okay? Looser than a woman with 21 kids. Very loose. Mm. Let me see. Y'all, we made it. Oh no, we didn't make it to 200,000. We had 158,000. This administration is all about inflicting pain, and they're getting off on inflicting pain, which is very, 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 very scary. Very scary. You getting off on inflicting pain. You getting off on. He talked about like making, you know, immigrants fight for their citizenship. He talks about having UFC fights in front of the White House. He talks about live streaming. I don't know if you guys, it's 82 people in here. Can all 82 people go to my last video when we get off and repost it? Anytime you see a video of mine, just can you just hit that share button and repost it? Repost. Like even if you like, comment, definitely would like a like and a comment. Repost. Share it out. Societal pressure. Like this is crazy. He said that he's going to live stream the immigrants trying to escape alligator, Alcatraz, and all of the other stuff. They're going to have shark something and bear Rikers. I can't believe they letting an old ass man with dementia allegedly tell them what the fuck to do. Baby, the massage. Yeah, we ain't got to that part. I want Obama back so bad. But I'll take Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris, even Obama said like Kamala Harris was coming at me about some shit for the people. She wouldn't even let up on me. I can't even listen to that. Hold on, listen to what? Tell me how I'm supposed to bring window in. Hold on, you guys. I'm gonna bring He was so classy. He was and charismatic. They all wanted to be him. These last 7 months have been the longest 10 years of my life. I know that's right. A cruel and unusual punishment is out the door. Just get it over with. You can't hear me? Y'all can't hear me? Oh, he said I can't with you. I thought you said I can't hear you. I'm like, what? I can't listen to him say that. Y'all, it's crazy. And it's to keep our head on a swivel. We at 160K. Can we get the 200K before we get off, you guys? What am I about to do? I was about to pull up something. Damn, somebody just said something. I was about to pull it up for us. No, but I know Kamala Harris. But so young. Are you yawning? No, closeted people are very dark in their own and their own secrecy has given them an excuse to hurt. You are absolutely right in hitting the ball on the head with that one, Jock Socks. They're very, very dark. I hear you singing. Okay. No. I appreciate you. I thought I messed up. But you hit the head. Oh, that's what I was saying. Could you guys share my post? He talks about live streaming the immigrants escaping. But anyways, closet people are very dark, want to hurt others. That's why when men get caught with trans women, the unaliving rate is high, right? Because it's the self-hate, self-hurt. But when everybody's seen the video, thank you, Dana. Everybody saw the video of put a 1 in the chat if you saw the video of the Republicans on a Republican floor while they was voting for the bill, grabbing each other's by the ass. And I ain't gonna lie, it looked like he stuck his finger up. I'm gonna have to get a fucking restriction in a minute. Girl, I'm like, just come out. This is the most alleged homophobic party, but they do the gayest shit. Gayer than gay people. Gay, you know what I'm saying? I'm in the community. They don't go around. Depending on how fine you is. No, just kidding. Maybe. But I don't grab nobody back. I don't grab guys by the ass. I don't grab women by the ass. Grab brother. And they call him daddy. It's some weird shit going on. Why do people have to yell? Yeah, exactly. And that's why I wish we could just normalize the LGBTQ so we could just stop wasting people's time. Men can stop wasting women's time and go to their homeboy house and play Sega. Oh, no, you didn't, girl. Xbox and Circle Jerk. And women can go to her friend's house. And then the people who are like strictly heterosexual or bi, however the case may be, they can find each other and they don't have to waste each other's time either. Sega. They say baby Grinder crashed the RNC. And then people who work at hotels, like in those rural areas, they say that when they have Christian events is when they get the most. Randall, I did not. I'm so sorry, Randall. Saji had came in there, y'all, and I totally forgot. I'm so sorry. And he said, baby, I gotta go. And really quick, everybody, follow We Are What's Left at the bottom right-hand corner, you guys. Let me see. Oh, was that an accident, Randall? I'm so sorry. Follow you guys. Follow We Are What's. Hold on, really quick. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay, that's not what I was looking for. Thank you guys for being here. Please stop screening if you have not done so already. Hey, Lady Lando, how you doing? How is life treating you? Hey, thank you for the heart hands. What is it? Thank you for the greetings. I appreciate that. Be sure to claim your points and gifts at the top. Yes, you guys, you get to claim your gifts and your points when you hit that daily heart me. We at 161K. Thank y'all for tapping all 93 of us. I appreciate you. Okay, just wanting. So you guys, make sure that you are following What's Left, which is at the bottom right corner. Okay, where our mission is It's a cultural movement amplifying the voices of diverse creators who are reshaping what it means to be on the left. We may not all look the same, think the same, or create the same, but we share a common goal: a more inclusive, humane, and liberated future. Together, we are reclaiming the narrative from the right and showing that the left is not a monolith. It's a movement powered by love, difference, and unapologetic truth. Okay? So we will be amplifying creators, reclaiming the left, right? So you guys, definitely give them a follow. We also too, if you look at my link tree, we have a GoFundMe that we are obviously trying to raise money for. So we can get started. Have our own tour during to HBCs instead of following, Charlie Kirk around. We're not going to look for new gums, right? Everybody got but I think it's important not only to try to get to the. I'm probably not. I'm just gonna go and go to bed. If I do, it'll be a surprise, y'all. It will be a surprise. But I think I'm gonna go watch one of the documentaries on what's his name? Jim Jones. Cause I need to know what the fuck he said to these motherfuckers. Okay, because when we call these HBCUs, can we use some of these tactics? But what I want to say is that what did I want to say? Oh yeah, so you guys give a follow. We're raising money for obviously for a startup costs. We're going to be doing our own tour, going toward to HBCUs and other underdeserved neighborhoods, knocking on doors. People are turning 18 every fucking year, right? And I think it's important to get, and talk to them first, and invoke some critical thinking, and to talk about why it's important, how important they are, and just to make sure they're seen and heard. And instead of, because some of these people don't care, they don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I'm not voting because you didn't do this for me. You didn't do that for me. And obviously, and I still think these conversations are important too, because like Shaquille said earlier, like, because of the housing. Well, did you know all that she wanted to do? She was gonna fix the housing because Mandami doesn't have anything. Mandami ain't got nothing. I'm not saying he ain't got nothing, and like there's a problem with him. But like, but what did he? He say calling yourself something is different from actually doing things or saying what your policies was. What did he say he was gonna do? And I'm not gonna lie, it hurt, but it's realistic because it's not the first time that he would think that transportation is more important than women's autonomy over their own body, women's rights, pro-choice, which is disgusting. But I think we need to be honest about like what we're dealing with and take that information and handle it accordingly and not have different hopes and dreams. Because like I said, trust people to be who they are. You know what I mean? Trust people to be exactly who they are. It says you're already on here. They like ideas from men. Mm-hmm. That's it. And the ideas aren't great. History shows it. She had to think globally, nationally, not just locally. Baby. So totally. Is it so totally or totally? Totally. Totally. Okay, y'all. We're gonna get up out of here. Let me see. Let me see something real quick. Oh, look at Janae. Go, Janae. Okay, let me check my other. Thank you all for the follow. Just didn't want to vote for the black educated woman. Just say you don't like women, and it's hard to really, because really we're getting down to therapy, and it's hard to admit on a panel full of people why you don't like black women. Like, even for people like, she ain't really black. I can vote, she ain't really black. You voted for a felon because you didn't think somebody was black? You know how dumb that sounds? You voted for a rapist? Because she didn't say nothing about transportation. You know what I'm talking about? It's weird, bruh. Hello, Randall. How you doing?
Hello, I don't know what's going on. I think it's you got some kind of controls going on there. I mean, I saw what you did with the audio at one point. I'm figuring you got like instead of just using TikTok like everybody else, you got some type of master control and you just
yeah, I'm using a studio for my phone.
yeah.
So definitely. But yes, welcome back. Why you didn't vote?
Thank you. I didn't vote because I am not a member of the corporate body politic.
Meaning?
I'm not a member of the corporate body politic. I opted out a number of years ago.
Oh, you ain't voted in a while.
Nah, and I told him if I see another document you send to my house with me, you know how like every so often around elections they send you a booklet, a pamphlet with all the candidates and who's to vote for and stuff like that. I told them I would sue them if they sent my name, if they kept my name on their rolls and their records. I told them take me off. I have nothing to do with you people. I'm not gonna mess with you. Don't mess with me. So I'm not a member of the corporate body politic. Unlike some of the other people who didn't vote for reasons like, you know, they didn't get what they want, they didn't like Kamala or whatever the case.
Kamala.
I am yeah, which is another thing. I got another issue with her altogether, even if I was a voter. But yeah, that's why I didn't vote.
Oh, when the last time you voted?
Wow. It would have had to been in the 80s.
Oh, so
it would have had to been like in the early 80s, maybe.
So
I was a registered Democrat, and then I woke up and learned a little something, and then I got registered independent, and then I really woke up and said, "Nah, get me out of this."
So no matter what, you don't even want to ever vote again.
I can't see how anybody could truly stand for freedom and want freedom and participate in this corporate body politic.
So you don't plan on ever voting again. There's nothing nobody could say to make you want to vote again, right?
Absolutely not. I refuse to ask government for permission to.
We do not care.
Well, like I said, we're getting on up out of here. I mean, what's the point? I ain't gonna act like I had a little birdie in my ear.
Oh, gassing you up. I bet you won't. I bet you won't. I bet
a little
you
Ben
won't.
Day. I bet you won't. I bet you won't.
Not you flushed him down the bidet. So you flushed him down the bidet.
Hold on, let me see if I got a toilet flush sound. Hold on. All of that for that toilet. I learned a little something for me.
After I heard all that,
I think we should start using that. What y'all think? Do y'all like the We Do Not Care or the toilet flush?
the toilet flush is funnier.
I'm just
bidet is broken. That boy said, "I'm a millionaire and I have a bidet." BIN.
I lost my shit after that. I clipped it. I highlighted it so I can kind of know what the time is going to be, so that we can be able to. I can clip it. We can come back and we can have us a nice little laugh on that.
Turn it into a sound.
Huh?
I
know. Oh, you know what? That'll be dope. That'll be dope. I'm gonna have to do that.
And I have a bidet.
Oh, hit by a car is better. I wish I could. But that's the crashing out one. Don't let Santana hear the toilet flush. Why? What happened with the toilet flush? No. We don't want to hurt anyone. Well, depending on who you're talking about. What happened with the toilet flush? That Ben Day, he should know that he prompted that one. Let me see. Disgusting! God damn, that was loud. Yeah, we're gonna have us a nice little toilet. He loves to make people disappear. Hold on. Who's Santana? Drop their ass up out of here. Jessica has a better sound. Oh, thank you. Let me tell y'all something. I'm one of the originators of the soundboard, so that could have a lot of to contribute to it. I've been having soundboards since 2020. Since 2010, since I first started live streaming, it used to be a really big part of my live stream. Yes, Santana would be jelly. I'm like, he gonna be like, you know what? I gotta get that little toilet you got over there.
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
Baby, I got all kind of sounds over here. Oh my goodness.
It's Taylor twice, my boo.
Mm-hmm. Where's Son at?
Taylor.
She gonna be like, that my boo.
Who?
Oh no, they got a divorce. My bad.
Who got a divorce?
Son kissing Taylor.
Child, they needed to.
Mm-hmm.
What they gonna do?
You said what?
What they gonna do together? Except for braid each other hair.
I'm fucking hollering.
You know I love me some Sun Kiss and some Taylor.
I do too.
Child, I came back up here. You know I still ain't decided what I wanted to eat, right?
You ain't ate yet? Well, get your ass. Hey, Jimmy Jam. We did it. We completed one goal, y'all. Okay. I'm gonna run this goal on over to tomorrow. We're gonna get back at it again. Watch before
One more.
Y'all, hold on. One more question before we get out of here, y'all. I noticed that Donald Trump wear a hat every fucking day. Y'all think it's her missing at the top?
Child, I think you seen how that hand swole up? You ain't see that picture of his hand and how swollen it is?
Send it to me if you come across it. Something up with the hat because he love his hair. He wanted them.
You know when people be going through. Never mind. I ain't trying to wish it on nobody, but you know people be having that issue when they either have kidney problems or they be having that chemotherapy.
He have a rash on his hand too. Oh yeah, y'all send me the videos. I can't stand seeing him in your eyes. Who Trump? These beer tacos. Okay, I'm finna go give me something to eat. Go get you something to eat. Get you some nachos or something. Well, you in the area.
Not being brushed off like common street trash.
I know you didn't. The way you hung up in our face last night.
Huh?
Honda.
I beg your finest pardon. I beg your finest pardon.
Who was in James Live last night when he hung up in our face? Put a one in the chat. Because he damn sure hung up in our face.
If you put a one, get a switch too.
All right, here we go, y'all.
Shit, I'm out.
I love y'all.
This shit, I'm out. No thanks. Don't mind me. I'ma just grab myself and leave. Excuse me, please. But fuck this shit, I'm out. Nope. Fuck this shit, I'm out. All right then. I don't know what the fuck just happened.